Hi guys, okay, just about to start, just getting some music ready and making sure I've got me bits and pieces, some scissors, some tape and stuff that I'm going to need. But yeah, I'm ready to crack on part 3 of building the TauManta, the largest miniature I built. Alright, well it looks like everything's working on my end, so yeah, I'm going to crack on. So for once I'm starting a few minutes early, but that's not a bad thing. So we'll get rid of these. If you can just confirm that obviously everything is okay, your end, you can hear me, see me and all that stuff, that'd be great. But I say from my end, everything seems to be moving, whirring and bars going up and down. So what I was going to start with was obviously, just in case anyone's new and hasn't seen what I'm building or know what I'm doing, a quick sort of 30-second recap of what I am doing. Obviously someone suggested on one of my videos about a week and a half ago about making a TauManta out of sprues. Obviously didn't know what it was, so I went and had a little look, and it's obviously these are just sort of diagram pictures rather than actual picture. But this is obviously roughly what it looks like. Went and had a little look online, and it's a gorgeous looking thing. So yeah, so I put a little comment on my comments page, whatever it is on YouTube, just sort of saying if anyone, if I get 300 likes on this comment, I'll build one out of sprues. Within about an hour, I think I had about 200 likes. So I thought, well, better go and have a little look, see what this thing is, like size wise and all that. So I had a little look. So you saw loads of pictures, really lovely looking spaceship, and then I saw a picture with someone holding one, and it was like, oh, that's a bit big. It's very big. But I thought, well, why not still make it? So that's what I'm doing. I'm making this. But obviously I'm making it a bit different to how I normally make things, where I make like a frame out of sprues and then cover it with thin panels. For something this big, it just wouldn't work. It would just buckle and bend and bow. So I'm making it a bit different this time. And I'm making thick panels. So it's still everything's sprue. There's nothing else in it apart from sprue and glue. But obviously this time I'm taking your normal sprue and then I'm infilling it with sprue goo, letting that dry, and then that then turns into panels, and then them panels can get glued together. So I'm gluing them and I'm using sprue goo as a glue really. And say everything I make, I like to make a frame. So obviously I'm keeping the burger close because it's a good example. Even things like the burger, it's all hollow inside. So there's a frame inside. Built the frame, put the sprue goo plastic card sort of thing that I make around it, and then put some sprue goo over the top just to make obviously the patterns. So that's kind of similar what I'm doing with this, except to say the panels on this are going to be super thick and super strong to take the weight, because this is quite a large build. So this is just like the main part of the carcass I've made. So it's loads of these panels with a sprue goo and then glued together, and they've made this rather nice box, which is it's very solid. Again, because I haven't done this before, I really wasn't too sure how well this would work. And so far, I'm really pleased, because it's worked exactly how I wanted it to. As in, this thing is solid. I can stand on this, and it doesn't bow, bend, or anything. So basically, it's a sort of box shape, and then I've got more of the panels sort of going as dividers, just again, so you can't push it in from the sides. And I say this, I mean, I could put it that way, I could stand on it, and I'm heavy, and I can stand on this, and it's fine. So yeah, this really has worked out extremely well. So I'm very pleased with how that's worked out. Right, so that's a quick update. Now I'm going to obviously see who's on, and then we'll crack on. So this is part kind of 3. Most of this build is getting done in the live streams. There's a few bits that I do out of live stream just because I've got them ready, so I sort of stick them on. So basically, I started making some of this in the last live stream, but then I put all the inserts on the inside in, and a couple of top panels. But say you saw me making this bottom panel, and I say this has come out really well. It's nice and smooth, apart from a few little gaps. So I will be filling that in. So this is going to be the bottom of the ship. Once I've built the ship, everything's going to get a thin layer of sprue goo just to fill in any gaps, and then it's going to get a good old sanding. So unlike all the other builds I make, which look like rust buckets, but that works well with orcs, this thing is going to be super smooth, super sleek, and hopefully exactly like the real one, sort of thing. Right, I'm not sure why my thing's gone off. I think my phone had kind of like run out of charge, so I'm hoping this isn't going to mess about. Otherwise you'll be seeing me and not what I'm doing, which I may have to change the camera. If it does happen and my phone is playing up, I will change the cameras over and have obviously the camera you're looking at me on the desk, so there'll be no face, but obviously you'll be able to see what I'm doing, which is the main thing. But we'll let that charge up for a little bit, and while it is, let's have a quick look and shout out who is here, because I saw a few names before I actually came on. So we've got Steve here, which is awesome, because obviously he can do the moderating and all that kind of stuff. Lazarus is here, 40k guy. Hiya buddy, haven't seen you for a while. Zyman's Hobby Workshop. Andre's here, cool. That random person is here, awesome. Twisted Monkey, McSoms, Patriot Wargaming Solutions, Lady Sophine Valentine, awesome. So yeah, some good old regular faces and a few new names that are there. PM after stream about the stomp, but yeah, no worries, Steve. Yeah, it says no rush, just whenever, buddy. Yeah, so I am basically, again, whether money this channel earns, whether it's donations or from YouTube or from whatever, I put back into this channel. So I am looking at buying another webcam. Obviously, the one you're looking at me on is the webcam. The one that's normally on my desk, I just use a phone. But I say it's having a few problems, and I say this, it does. The white balance on it isn't very good. It keeps sort of flickering in and out every now and then, which is why I say I want to get another webcam just because they are good. But it's about 60 quid the one that I bought, so not cheap, but not expensive either really. So when I get the money, I will be buying another webcam. Just because I'm going to do a lot more streaming now. I'm going to do lots of streaming. Pretty much next week, I think I'm going to be streaming every day. Yeah, it's nothing in my diary to say that I can't stream every day. So next week, because I say this is such a big project, and I'm excited with this, I'm going to be building this every day, or a bit of it every day. Because as I keep mentioning, the problem with building things with sprues is, obviously, you get your sprues, you cut them up. Oh, you can't. You get your sprues, you cut them up, you put them in the jar. You have to wait 7-8 hours before you can use them. And then when you fill them in onto something like this, you've got to wait another 7-8 hours before you can do anything with it. So there's a lot of gaps in between, which is why my plan is to get everything ready the night before, as in fill these jars up with sprues. So these are all. So I've got sprue goo basically for the next morning. So then every morning I can be doing something, and then I leave it for the rest of the day, and then it's ready for the next day. So yes, so that's why next week, every morning, I'm pretty much going to be streaming. I think from between 9 till 10, start at 9, between 9 and 10, and then go on for about 2-3 hours. Right, I'm hoping my phone is going to come on. So I've got it plugged in to the power, so because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a pain having to mess about. Right, why can't I get it to work? Because otherwise you're going to see an upside down cat waggling its tail, which isn't quite showing what I'm doing. Right, well, it's come back on. Fingers crossed. It'll stay on. Say it's plugged in, so it shouldn't. So I know it didn't have any charge this morning. Let's just check it. Yeah. Right, well, fingers crossed it stays on. So yeah, so obviously I've got the carcass made, and I say I'm really pleased with how this has come out. Obviously I'm making this centerpiece first, because I'm making it in 3 parts: the centerpiece and then the wings separate. So this box basically fills up this kind of half, because obviously the other half, or part of the other half, is where it starts to slope up and then obviously overhangs. So this bit's the bit that's always going to be like resting on the floor, table, or whatever it's going to be on, and then you're going to have the other bit sort of coming forward. Well, it's going to come from here, come up along, and then slope down. And then obviously these bits are going to come up to the side, and then you're going to have the wings going out and all the rest. So I had a cunning plan last night, well, early this morning. Rather, because I say I've got this picture in Photoshop, I've got a grid over it, I've got it to scale in Photoshop, so I can get measurements from it. But I thought, rather than keep going on Photoshop and get the measurements, why not print this out to the full size? which then makes it obviously a whole lot easier for me to take references from it, as well as use it and basically put things on top of it. And I've got the size there. So that's why I ran to Wilko's this morning, because I didn't have any paper. So I'll go back to Wilko's, and basically what I've done is, the camera's gone again. This is going to annoy me now. Why is it not staying on? Right, I'm going to keep the stream going, but if you can give me 5 minutes, because I think I've got it plugged into the computer. So obviously it's not being charged up as well as it would be if it was charged, plugged into the hole in the wall. So I'm going to leave the stream running. If you give me 2 minutes, I'm going to get another power outlet and plug this in, because I don't want to have to mess about changing the cameras over, because that's a whole palaver in itself. So keep the stream going, keep sharing, keep commenting, let people know I am here. I'm literally messing about with the other camera just to get it to work. So I need to go and find a plug so I can plug it in somewhere else. Back in a mo. Right, so just check the turn it on. Yeah. Right, we'll give that another minute. As I say, now it's plugged into the hole in the wall. Hopefully it will charge quicker and be stronger. But I don't know why it was draining so quick. I've missed what Alan said, but obviously Streamlabs is straight on the ball this morning. That's funny. Because I'm sure whatever you said wouldn't have been foul language. Right, it's on 1%, so we'll give that a little second. Because as I say, you kind of want to see obviously what I'm doing, but to move the camera that's there, it's got a different connection to all my other, like my arms that sort of move around. Like basically, I've got about 4 of these. No, yeah, I've got 4 of these arms. One that's obviously holding the webcam from my face, one that's holding the microphone, one that obviously holds the phone that I use to film bits for videos, and another one that holds the other phone so you can see my desk. So I love it. I love my desk. I say it's a lovely setup. It's got the computer screens, all my drawers, bits and bobs, all these arms. I've got 2 different lights, and it's quite like a little command center. So I'm like a big kid, or big kid in a little shop or something. Right. So I think one more webcam, and then I've got this thing sorted. But this is my phone going to come on. So I can't use the other phone because obviously I need to film what I'm doing. It seems to be stuck on 1%. What a pain. It wasn't. I can't find what was wrong with this message. Yeah. Well, so I didn't even see it. When I got here, it was deleted. Oh, you can do deleted. I didn't realise that. Try to rotate the camera to the other camera side. Sometimes that fixes it. Wow, Streamlabs is a bit. Well, I don't know. There's nothing in there. 'Cause it wasn't even like you were using caps. Yeah, I should have something set up so when that camera fails, something else can pop up. Yeah, the dancing girls. Yeah, get some cheerleaders, get them going. But then people will be like, yeah, put the camera down. We want the cheerleaders back. Right, have we got any percent now? Because 2%. Because I want to crack on. Because I've got lots to do. Because I've got enough to do, quite a bit. And so basically, what I'm going to be building is I'm going to build the whole of this front bit. Obviously not fully, obviously, but the flat level that can then be attached to the main sort of carcass bit that I've got. Because so basically it's a case of getting the rough sort of shape of it, and then I can add all the detail afterwards. So yes, that's why I've printed off obviously all these bits of paper to the. So this is, I'm going to stick it all together, So it's going to give me an idea of the rough size of obviously all this. So this is printed off to scale. Man, this is what they call chair stream. Yeah, miniature hobbyist. But I'm sure you're going to kind of get bored just looking at my ugly mug. Especially if I'm sitting there and I'm building something and I'm trying to describe to you what I'm doing. You'd be like, oh man, just show us it. Show us what you're doing. Get the face off. We want to see the sprue goo and the plastic card. Oh, right, it's coming on. Right, let's see if it stays on. We'll give it one more chance. Say if it doesn't. Yeah, it's only because, again, because I got a lot of lights. I got a lot of these arms and bits and pieces. I got a lot of obviously wires, and I'm one of these people. I like to hide wires. I don't like things being seen. I like things neat, tidy, clean. I mean, if you watch a lot of my streams and my things, you'll get to know that I like things to be neat. So yes, with wires, I can't see any wires. They're all hidden. But for me to try and move the webcam to over here, it'd be a pain. So I could just do the webcam so you're like literally right above my desk. Right, I think that's what I'll do, because say to move it would be a pain, but I might be able to get you so you're looking straight down. Right, we're going to give my phone one last little go. So it does seem to have come back on, but I say it's literally only got a few. I don't know why it's only got a few percent, because this phone I don't use for anything. Well, apart from live streaming. And when my kids are here, they use it for games, but they weren't here last night because I was at a wedding. So, right, it should pop on soon. Right, everyone, get your fingers crossed that it stays on. So, yeah, so I'm going to be building or start making basically this front bit. So say this box is basically the back half, and then this front half, I say, is the bit that sort of slopes and then goes forward. So that's why I'm going to make this out of one whole sort of, well, like I did with the bottom. I'm going to put loads of frameworks together and then fill it all in with sprue goo, and then basically that will get attached. So it'll be like glued on here, so it'll be nice and strong, and then it will come forward, and obviously it'll have that bit of the bow. So that's kind of what I'm doing this morning, basically. So yeah, so this stream, sort of 2-3 hours, maybe. I don't know. Basically, I've got to do a photo shoot this afternoon, but I am going to basically stream to get, well, yeah, to get everything done that I've just kind of said, which is basically, so first of all, I need to obviously attach these bits all together in the right place, and so this will then starts giving me an idea of just how big this is, because this is just that front bit. Then I'm going to do the same with the wings. I'm going to print the wings out full scale. Just say it makes it a lot easier having it full scale rather than having to keep reference photos on Photoshop, basically. Right, so I need to remember to do lots of filming as well, because obviously I've not filmed any of what I'm about to do. So it all needs to be filmed. Alright, so let's make sure I've got one here. I've got my blade, I've got some sellotape, I've got scissors, and a ruler if I need it. So because this one is going to be, say, a lot of me obviously making and filming, if you are asking me a question, guys, if you can put at miniature hobbyist, like all in one, don't put any gaps, but at miniature hobbyist, no gaps in any of it, on my screen it'll come up in orange, so it lets me know you're asking me a question. Just because obviously you guys chat away with yourselves, which is awesome, but if you're asking me a question, sometimes I might miss it if it's not in orange. Although Steve knows mostly what I do, so if it's a generic question about sprue goo or panels, then Steve will probably answer. But yeah, if you're asking me a question, at miniature hobbyist, and it pops up on my screen so I can see it, basically. You know, just having a quick look, make sure that I've not missed any questions that are to me. Yeah, no, cool. Henry Alp has just started a Tau army, so may follow your steps to build one of these myself. I'm thinking about 3-4 weeks to build this because of the gaps in between making the sprue goo, letting the sprue goo dry, and all the rest. So it's quite a big thing. But say if you've got loads of sprues, And obviously I bought quite a bit of acetone, so I reckon I might be spending about £50 on acetone to build this, which is obviously still a lot cheaper than the, was it £1,300 asking price? So yeah, 50 quid on acetone, still a lot cheaper. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's have that up there, I think. And obviously when I am filming, you'll see my concentration face because in my head, when I'm filming, I'm kind of like thinking roughly what I'll be saying when I come to edit this video, just because that helps me then in what I'm showing the camera or what I'm doing, basically. Good old sellotape. Never find the ends of it. Where are you? No, that end. Oh, there we go. That'll do for that little bit. Right, the other thing I was going to say, no one talk about food. I've not had any breakfast and I forgot when I was out to buy anything, so I rushed out this morning to get some paper to print this off, and obviously the shops don't open until 10 because it's Sunday, so I didn't have a chance to buy anything, so I've got no food. Oh, itchy nose. Yeah, I've got no drinks, I've got nothing, so no one talk about food because I will be getting hungry. If I get too hungry, I'll stop the stream because I need food. Right. So yeah, so here's a case of basically gluing this all together, just so I have a nice reference picture of everything. Let's cut some there. I think that's not done too little. So I kind of wish I'd done this. This is what I should have really done at the very beginning. Printed the whole thing off, full size, just to work to. Obviously, when I made that carcass, the big box bit you saw, I was literally getting the measurements kind of off on the screen. But it's a case of keep looking at the screen, get the measurements, having a little go, measurements. Whereas having it all printed off in one go would have made it, obviously, just a bit easier, really. Alright. Let's put you over, actually. Oh, what you done, Steve? You mentioned food. Oh, Christmas dinner. Went out last night for. See, that's because I'm a wedding photographer. I've not been for like a Christmas dinner, Christmas meal, Christmas party in donkey's years. That's the only problem about being self-employed in the kind of job that I do. Well, obviously a lot of jobs. Yeah, I've not been to a Christmas party in so long. Because obviously if I did have a Christmas party, it would just be me. And obviously where's the fun in that? It doesn't look too bad. Right way under, I guess. Okay, looks good. Eat the sprue burger. I'll tell you what, I would love to, if there was a burger that big, I would love to have a go. I'm not fussed on bun that much, so I probably wouldn't eat much of the bun, but the burger and the cheese and all the relish, I would certainly eat something that big, without a shadow of a doubt. See, now I'm thinking about burgers now. It's funny because last weekend I went to the car boot that's near me. And they have that burger van there, and it's a pain because when you're walking around the car boot, all you can smell are the burgers because it's gorgeous. So you've now got me wanting one of the burgers from the car boot. Man, these scissors are pants. Need to get some new scissors, I guess. So I hope you guys are all well. Had a good weekend. Send your plans to Jeff. So you guys done much at the weekend? I say I was at a wedding yesterday. Normally I photograph, but yesterday I was videoing. Yeah, really lovely day. It was really nice. Weather was gorgeous. So that's what I've done this weekend. I was at a wedding yesterday, and obviously today I'm going to be spending a good few hours doing this. Then I'm going out later to do a photo shoot, and then I might chill in the evening. I was thinking about doing a live stream in the evening as well. But say the only problem is, I can't find it at all. I'm pretty much going to use all the sprue glue that I've got, because I haven't got much because I was starting to run out of acetone. I'm pretty much going to use all the sprue glue I've got to build this bit. So I haven't got anything I could do a live stream with later. But say I was thinking about doing 2 in one day, but I say purely because of having to wait for the sprues to sort of dissolve, it means I can't really do a whole lot. But say that's why my plan is to get everything ready the night before, so every morning I can jump on and do a 2-3 hour live stream. Let's use that because it's better. Right, one more bit to go, and then say I'll just show you what my next cunning plan stage thingy is. Oh yeah, guys, I do ask every now and then. Obviously, I'm kind of assuming most of you guys are subscribers. If you are, check the bell, the notification bell, because I was looking at the analytics last night for my last video. The one that went out like a couple of days ago, and it basically said that out of everyone who's watched it, there was, I think it's like 256 people were notified of my video. And considering I've got 47,000 subscribers, only 256 actually watched my video because they were notified, which just seems nuts. So yeah, if you can check the notification bell and check that it's set to all, because I know there are other settings, aren't there? Because I didn't know this until a few months ago. But when you hit the bell, you can then... No, there's a few settings, but I don't know why there's settings, because surely if you click on the bell, you want to be informed of when the video comes out. But yeah, if you can have a little check the bell is clicked, and it's on all. Just because, yeah, I was shocked last night when I looked and say 256 people watched my video through the notifications, which is just nuts. Say 47,000 people, 250 were notified or saw it because they were notified. Morning, anyone who's just come on. Sorry, I haven't mentioned anyone's names for a little bit. Let's say just going to get this bit done, and then I'll have a quick Five Guys burger. I've still not had one of them. I keep hearing good stories because you can obviously make your own, and they're quite big and beefy. And yeah, see, burger. I think I'm going to have to get a burger after this. Whether it's like going to, I like going to Tesco's, and they have obviously some nice big thick sort of like Aberdeen Angus burgers that have got like certain flavours in them. And also I do like getting their burgers. Right, so as you can see, this thing, well, I keep saying this thing is quite big. It is quite big, because basically, I think from about there onwards is the bit I need to make to attach to that box that I've got, and that box that I've got is quite a size box. And obviously, then you've got the rest of the wings sort of coming off at the sides. There is obviously another sheet to print or more for the back bit. So yeah, it's quite big. Aisha, morning to you. Yeah, morning everyone. Yeah, it's a shame if someone here was local and wanted to bring me a burger round, I'll happily give you my address and let you ring on my bell, and you can come up and wave and say hi. Give me a burger. See, I'm getting hungry now. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about food. Yeah, because will I be able to last 2-3 hours? I mean, look at me, I'm wasting away as we talk. Well, let's just have a go at it all in one go. As that sort of comes up, and then, all right, 3, 2, 1, bosh. That wasn't so bad. Man, this invisible tape certainly is living up to its name. So if anyone has just joined, obviously I'm building the TauManta. Well, it's kind of in the name of the title of the thumbnail and all that. But yeah, I started building the sort of the hub, the main box that everything's going to like be attached to. But then I had a cutting plan thinking it's going to be a lot easier to get reference sizes rather than looking at my Photoshop picture where I've got it into the right size with a grid all over it. Print the sucker out. Print it out to the rough size that it should be. As in, basically, I've gone from like the front to the back, I know what size that's meant to be, and from tip of the wing to the other tip of the wing, I know what size that's meant to be. So I printed it off to that scale, so everything else should be, give or take, roughly the size that it sort of should be. What bit was I going to stick that over there? So yeah, it makes it a lot easier if I've got the thing printed out. So I haven't printed out the rest yet, as in the back wings. Only because obviously for what I'm doing today, all I needed was this big front bit here. And I say it's going to be sort of down here somewhere. But I'm going to get the box out so I can see roughly exactly how big I need to go. So that's the first bit. To say what I'm going to do. Okay, for anyone who has just joined, this is what I've made so far with the panels. And this is basically these panels with sprue goo inlaid into them. And then obviously let them dry 7-8 hours, turn into like panels, which are then glued together. And obviously if you saw my stream the other day, I put like ooey gooey sprue stuff in there as well, so it sort of joins in all the gaps. And basically then once this fully dries, because say this was only done not yesterday, day before, so it was only done a couple of days ago. So even though this stuff takes normally about 7-8 hours to like go hard, it can then still take a few more days to be like completely back to being plastic. And this is obviously the bottom bit, which has come out pretty cool. So this is always going to be the bottom, but I am going to fill in any gaps with sprue goo, give it a sanding down. So say the whole of this build is going to be sanded down super smooth. So say this has come out really, really well. I'm very pleased with this because this was my only concern, that if this bit wasn't strong, then everything else I make is going to be flippy floppy, wibbly wobbly. It's gonna just fall apart basically. But this has come out really strong. I can stand on this and I can stand on it that way. So this is as strong as a house to take my weight, which is great because this is the bit that's always going to be on the ground. So the bit I'm making is obviously this bit, and it's going to like come out and then over. And I'm going to make this as all one sort of flat panel, so it can then get glued onto this, and then so I get the basic shape of everything, and then I can start adding all the details. And so the other good thing about having this is it gives me all the sizes. I can work from this to get the sizes of the bits I need to make. So once I've made that, this main carcass, all the bits that go on top, I'm going to make in the way I used to make my frames, and that is grab some of these by using obviously the cut up sprues in the lengths. I can build a framework on here to make all these other bits and pieces, and then cover them in my normal sort of like sprue panels, just because they don't need to be super strong, because this is the thing that needs to be super strong to take the weight of it all. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with how this has come out. I'm going to say that quite a lot, guys, because I genuinely am really pleased how strong this is, which is great, because it means I will be able to make this and pick it up and it's not going to fall apart. So right, I'm going to cut this down because I need to work out the exact size I need for this to this. So because this is the back, obviously that's the front, and front to back it is 630 millimeters. Aisha, mind you don't get hit by a bolt of lightning. Swearing on a Sunday. Swearing on, what did I say? Flippy floppy? I don't swear. When did I swear? If I swear, Streamlabs will come on and it'll say, it'll time me out for a bit. Right, so let's say 630 is the front to back. To say, I'm literally going to try and make this like within millimeters of the size that it basically should be, really. Right. Oh, so it can go out quite a lot more. A whole lot more, in fact. Right, well, let's have that in the back. 630. Oh no. Right, come forward. Right, that is 630. That's on the back. So with your pen. So this is roughly the part. Oh no, it isn't, because it's this bit. Ah, I might need to print off a little bit more. Right, I have to get my printer going again, because I thought I'd printed off most of Vodka has the most lovely fan base. Oh, that's kind. Yeah, it is. I must admit, when I first started this, obviously I didn't expect the channel to grow like it has, because I started this channel to keep myself occupied doing lockdown 2 and making things. And I must admit, one of the things I didn't even think about was obviously the hobbying community, because I didn't know about the hobbying community because I'd never made stuff like this before, or any kind of stuff. And yeah, I must admit, it is a lovely bunch of people. So yeah, Vodka, you are totally 100% right there. The people who make stuff are the friendliest bunch going. And it's nice that obviously, especially when you go on YouTube, you start looking at more people that make stuff. The fact that everyone's like happy and willing to share what they've done and how they do things, so that everyone can have a go at doing what they've done and make things. Yeah, I'm going to have to print off some more. I thought I printed off enough. Wow, so the bit I'm going to make is huge, I'm sure. Which is weird, because I was doing my measurements last night, so I got back late from my wedding yesterday, But I quickly had a few measurements, and I didn't think it was going to be that much of an overlay. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I need to print off some more. EJ95. So make a life-size average human adult out of sprues. Don't tempt me. Oh, right. Oh yeah, I'm going to that bit of the paper. That's why. So I thought it was about right, but I was going to the edge of the paper and not obviously the edge of the picture. Right, so I'm going to have to print off a few more bits, which is fine because it won't take 2 seconds to print them off, because I believe I've still got Photoshop on my desk. Right, so what bits? I've got that bit. Oh, the next bit is pretty much the back bit. Right, so I'm going to keep measuring this because I say I'm sure I measured this quite a few times yesterday, and it only printed there. I can't understand why this is. Oh no, it's literally just an inch or so, isn't it? So yeah. So because I'm now thinking I'm printing off another A4 sheet, but it's not. I literally only need another 2-3 inches of this bit. Right, so it goes to there. We haven't got much of that. Right, so we're printing that off. That should be fine. This is why I start talking to myself, guys. Normally I talk to myself in my brain, but when you're here, I kind of just seem to rabbit on, obviously, outside of my brain. Come on, why are you going slow? All I can think about is burgers. Right, that should be okay, so we'll print that. We'll move that across. Print that. And we'll print that. Right, so then the 3 bits I should extend this out. Say it's literally another 2-3 inches is all I needed. But I may as well print it out, say, because I want to get it right, obviously. And I say it's that usual case of measure twice, cut once. And it really is a case of making sure that this is all right. Because if this isn't right, then when I come to build it and make it, it might be say 30 centimeters too short, which isn't a lot, but then it just throws out everything else on the plans. So if I'm going to work to plans, I may as well work to plans, basically. Right, so we can do that. Right, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just go and get the printers over there somewhere. Rightio, there we go. There's the extra few bits that I need. All this for an extra 2-3 inches, said the actress to the bishop. Right, so we will, what will we do? We'll cut this. Cut it through them whole bits, because that should be an easy way to then line up like that. Just like that. Just like that. missing the wings. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Say this purely is that front bit, so there's no need to sort of print out all of it yet. Basically, I'm going to print the wings out as, again, separate things. You'll see in a minute why I don't need anything else. Yeah, you'll see in a minute. Bosh. So this is why this is going to be built in 3 parts on my desk, because I can't even fit part of what I'm doing on my desk. That's that hole there. So guys, did you say what you guys had been up to at the weekend? Had you done anything? Been out anywhere? Anything exciting to say? Oh, that's not worked, is it? Is that what I wanted? Man. Right, I'm losing it. Right, I need to put up another bit. I've kind of gone too far. Right. What's the other side? Right, let's print that bit. And so this is why, obviously, I went out and got some paper this morning, just so I could print loads of bits out. Oh, have I put it too far out again? I haven't I? Man, that's what shows this thing is so big that I thought I'd printed off just this bit, and I've actually printed far bit. I will get to some exciting stuff in a minute. I mean, I had thought about doing all of this off camera, and then I thought, nah, you can watch me do the boring bits as well. Yes, I don't actually need these bits that I've done right on the far edge. It's literally a few inches here, and say it's going to be like that. So yeah, I don't know why I kind of went mad and printed. Come on, printer, why aren't you playing ball? Oh, print's gone off now. Right, so let's make sure I'm getting the bit I need. Right, that should be okay. And then I also need, where's that bit? Right, that bit. Let's see if this is going to work out better. I'll leave that bit on. Right, let's get rid of these other bits, just as I'm starting to accumulate rubbish on my desk. And we all know I don't like rubbish. Come on, paper, rotate. Have a quick look. What was I looking at? Right. It's the usual thing. When you want something to go fast or normal speed, it just goes really slow. So the thing I'm trying to print out, it's currently in portrait mode, but I need it to be in landscape. And my little button for landscape isn't doing anything. Oh, there we go. Finally. Right, so print those two bits out. Hopefully these will be the they will be the bits I need. As I say, because I need to get this bit done, and then you'll see what I'm going to be doing next and why I'm doing this. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just stay tuned, stay with me, and you'll see what I'm doing. So this is a big build. It is going to take a long time, and that's why I've kind of got you guys along for the journey to keep me busy or occupied, or company even. Get there in the end. Rightio, fingers crossed. These will be the right ones. As you can see, I've got my fleece on because I've got all the windows open and it's a bit cold. But obviously, as I'm using the sprue glue later, I do want ventilation to be in here. Plus, I like fresh air anyway. Right, so this looks... Yeah, this is what I want. So cut that off. Right, let's get Photoshop down because when that's up I can't see any chat or any comments or anything really. Comerton, hello, how are you? Andre stayed in but finally am better. Are you back to work tomorrow? Oh no, back to work. Well, the good thing is though you're feeling better, so that's the main thing. Right, why is that? I really need to short a bit. Which can go like that. Will this be an orc-rated TauManta? No, this isn't. I'm making this so it looks nice and sleek for a change. So yeah, it's not going to have like rough panels and well, panels just sort of attached to it and riveted to it. This is actually going to be a nice, sleek, smooth looking build, which is going to be obviously very different from my normal sort of sprue builds, which generally look like like a dog's dinner, I think. But yeah, no, this is going to be lovely and smooth. Again, just because I want to obviously make it look how it really looks, but also it's going to be nice to have a go at sort of making something that is, say, smoothed out. So that's my plan on this. Once it's all built, fill in all the gaps with sprue glue, leave that for probably about 2, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it really needs, just so then I can sand it and say lovely and smooth. Similar sort of thing, we'll go about there. Yeah, just to be nice to sort of show or prove that you can make nice smooth panels basically. Things don't have to look rough and beaten up. Right, we're nearly there because it's the next bit that I'm excited about doing. Again, making like one big panel of all of this, and obviously filling it in with sprue glue. He's sending the wet and dry Monday. Awesome. Yeah, cheers Steve, thanks. I really appreciate the old sandpaper or wet and dry paper. Bosh. Oh no, it moved. Sometimes you just can't bosh it. Couple of bits of this, then I'm going to cut it so it fits better on my desk. Then we'll measure it up again, and then I can start making, say, one big sprue panel for like the front part of this. Which again, I need to obviously, my plan is to make it today so that tomorrow it'll be dried. Tomorrow I can then assemble that panel and then obviously make, well, the next lot of panels. Right. It's huge. So we'll get my carcass box back up, and again, measuring from the front of this to the back, it needs to be 630. Right, clean as we go, as always. Let's go this way. So I'll slot that under. $6.30 is there. Let's allow that for a moment. So that's where the back end needs to. What I should do is move it that way. So, because this bit I'm making, the panel, like most part of it's going to be sitting on here, so it's obviously nice and glued down. And it's going to come forward, and then obviously it will like dip the nose down. So if we put that there, 630 front to back, and kind of wants to go about there. Right, so how are we going to do this? Yeah. Right, we'll get rid of that for a moment. And say, because that's where I want the back to end, that's basically where I want to sort of cut this. So I've only got the bit that I actually say need. That's why I say when I come to do the wings, I will then print off the wings in the same way I'm doing here. Yeah, just so it's nice and neat. Right, how am I going to... Trying to think of the best way that I can line this up so I can make this a nice sort of straight cut rather than it go off at a wibbly wobbly angle. Right, well, let's go back to this. Back to my 630. Get my box up and I can use this as a level. So the back is there. Oh, that doesn't give me the level look right. Ignore everything I'm doing and saying now. This is me just waffling and trying to think ahead and plan. That's a bit off. hope you guys are just talking amongst yourselves while I'm trying to concentrate and think here. That's much better. Right, so that's where I can pretty much do my full cut. Let's have a look. That's there. So this back bit, I don't need any of that. We'll just go along like that. So rather than complicate it by having too much of the plan here, I really only want the plan that I'm actually obviously working on and building. And again, I don't need a lot of these wing bits because it is the bit. All bit I want is the bit that's going to come off of here and go over. It will make sense in a minute if it doesn't make sense now. So the other bit I will be doing probably tomorrow's live stream is obviously the front of this is going to come up at a slope and the sides come up at a slope. So this bit will get attached. Say this bit's going to have a bit coming up at the front, a bit coming up the side. So the bits that come up the side are going to be in line with this. So that's why the panel I'm going to make now is going to be the whole of this front panel up to this bit. So it looks like it's going to overhang, but it won't, because obviously this is going to have a bit coming up. Again, sometimes it's harder for me to explain what my brain's thinking, because again, when I'm making this, I'm breaking this down into like smaller sections in my head, and as well as obviously that, so this is going to be one big panel, but that's going to have a few bits on it that are going to make this panel sit on it really nice, and that's why again I do a lot more, well, I take a lot more time doing these measurements, just so then when I do come to like assemble bits, it goes together well, basically. Because if you don't, then, well, then it won't go together well. Kind of simple, really. But yeah, so again, that's why I do take a lot longer sometimes, especially because this is so big. With all my smaller projects, if they're a little bit out here and there, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference in the size of it. Something so big, obviously the bigger it is, if you make something that's, say, 20-30 millimeters out, it's going to make a whole big difference to how it all fits together, and basically it working or not working. So yeah, so this works out well, because then this works nicely, because where I'm cutting it is basically the start of the wing. So this whole body bit mass is obviously the center of it, and then from either sort of side, from here or from there, is where the wings then go out and obviously curve up. So it's a nice sort of bit to make as one whole piece, that is. Right, just because, let's chop a bit off the front, clean my desk up and get ready for the next bit, and then obviously I'll do a bit of filming to show. So again, when you come to see the video of this, you're going to see me showing the bits of paper, putting the first few bits of sellotape down, and then showing it like, yeah, it's done. And obviously in reality, it's done, but it's taken me quite a while to do. So that's why it does make me laugh when you obviously I do the video, edit it together, and say it's like a 15-minute video. But it's a 15-minute video of a 30-hour build, but it's in 15 minutes. Right, just have one more little look with this, just so I can confirm that this is how it's going to be. So I say this is all going to be made one huge big panel. Yeah, it's going to be a big panel, and then it's obviously going to rest on here like that, which is cool. And so that's why I say this is going to be built up the side bits because of the angle. So this will still be resting on something, so will that. So the front bit we'll have something till about there, I think. And then that's where it sort of slopes up to that point. The nose goes along, and then obviously it has a little bit of a dip at the very end. So, yeah. It's going to look nice. I must admit, I am really excited for this project. I mean, I get excited for loads of projects that I do. But this one, I think just because of the pure size scale of it, and knowing once this is done, it's been made only with sprues, is, again, a little pat on the back, a little bit of self-achievement. Right, I've just noticed there's loads of orange. So apologies, I've not been answering. But I will answer now. It's only to say, once I get into the zone and concentrating, I need to concentrate, otherwise if I make a mistake, it'll affect the whole build and it'll all go pear. Patriot Wargamers, is this 28mm? It is. Yes, for anyone who hasn't seen the TauManta, go and have a look at it. But say there's one picture in particular that's a good one as a reference. It's got a man or a guy holding on to the TauManta, and you can then just see just how big this thing is. Obviously you look at the pictures and obviously it's an awesome looking thing. But yeah, it's not until you see the picture of the guy holding it that you appreciate it's a miniature, but it's a big miniature. It's crazy. Sylvain, what I'm doing this weekend, about 60-ish DDR vehicles in 1/160th scale to finish. 60-ish, blimey. Still, it's a nice way to pass the weekend, isn't it? Especially if it's bad weather outside. It's even nicer that you can be inside doing something that you love, and obviously enjoy. Steve, a bit like you're doing the floor and the seals on the mini. Steam coming out of your ears. Measure, remeasure. Well, it is. Because again, I've got a memory like a sieve, so sometimes I doubt myself. And that's why when you see me measure something, measure it 2-3 times, and then go do something else, and I still go back and just measure once more, maybe twice, just to make sure that I did write the right thing down and my brain's not messing about. Just because you never know. So yeah, I always I measure so many times. Sometimes it's untrue. But no, I am now happy that this is right. I think it's just because this is looking a lot bigger than when I imagined doing this, as in like this morning stream. This is a lot bigger than I thought, because I'm not even sure this bit fits. Because I am building. So basically, the plan is to now obviously put these over this and fill it in. But obviously, I'm not going to put it over the sheet, the paper, because obviously it won't. It'll stick to it. So that's why this morning, before I went to the shops, I glued or sellotaped some of these together. Oh, it does. It fits perfect, actually. That's cool. But say, I put these together thinking, oh, I've made it too big. But in reality, it's kind of just right. Yeah. Because what I'm going to now do is basically draw this onto this. So I don't need all these centre gubbing bits. All I need is the outline, because that's obviously what I'm going to be working on. So purely today, I'm going to build the one big sprue panel of this size, and then tomorrow I can attach it to the thingy, and then after that, then I can start building up all these extra components like the engines and cockpit tower and the guns and all that other stuff will be built later. This is purely, again, that's why there's a lot of work going into this just to make one panel. And I've already been here like an hour. As I say, I'm going to be another couple of hours getting this one panel done. But it's a major panel, so it's going to take some time. So I'm going to film again, because I just need to film. I need to film bits in between everything out. Well, I do need to go and get a drink soon, because I'm starting to feel a bit thirsty from all the talking. Do we have many people watching? I haven't actually looked. That's how bad it is. Normally I'm looking at how many people are watching and thumbs up all the time, but I've not done any of that. 60 people watching, only 47 likes. Guys, you're letting me down. It's me doing all this hard work, and you're not giving me thumbs up. I always feel so cheeky. But yeah, guys, if you can, give the old thumbs up a little bit of a click. Helps my channel out no end, because YouTube loves interaction. So you guys being there is awesome. That's fantastic, because you guys are interacting. But when you push the like button and leave comments, that's when YouTube really starts thinking, oh yeah, these people are engaged by the video, enjoying the video, and then yeah, then YouTube seems to sort of help promote you a bit more, which is obviously ideal. Because hey, my plan, guys, next year, so a year from now, next year, summer, winter, I really want to be doing this full time. I can only do that with your help. So you guys commenting, leaving thumbs up, sharing my videos, all that kind of stuff will make... I'm not going to call it a dream, because obviously it was never like a dream as a kid. Oh yeah, I'm going to be a YouTuber, because obviously when I was a kid there was no YouTube. But now it certainly is. It's a possibility, is what I'm going to call it. There's a possibility that I could do this full time. And yeah, as sort of jobs go, that's not bad. And more so, that last year kind of proved, because I always thought weddings were kind of like an indestructible job, being a wedding photographer, because obviously people are always going to get married. So you kind of think, being a wedding photographer, it's a fairly safe sort of job. Don't be filming this. Yeah, you kind of think it's a safe job. But I think last year kind of proved that it's not a safe job. Whereas all the people that were doing YouTube last year, if anything, they got more views because everyone was at home. So yeah, this seems like a fairly fail-safe job-ish, if there's such a thing. Right, anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going to get some filming. Aisha, hit the like button when I first got here. Thank you so much. I knew you would be the ones that would. I say most of you guys that are regulars, I think you do. You kind of like log on, hit the button, and then sit back, watch an old man make a fool of himself. But yeah, it's all you new people out there. I love you still, but hit the like button. Ah, Mr. Thumbs Down Man. But again, that doesn't bother me because YouTube sees thumbs down as interaction, so and not negative interaction. So yeah, Mr. Thumbs Down Man, to you. Right. So I can now film this being glued together, even though it took like an hour. And then we can get tracing paper in. Flip her over. And let's start. Get a bit of sellotape. So this is just purely to keep it in place. I can rip it. So that I can just draw the outline. Man, I didn't know you could rip this sellotape. Obviously it doesn't rip nicely, but who cares? It rips. I've only got to do a little job. And flip it back over. Get the marker pen, which is here, and then literally. Oh, that's greaseproof paper with a pen, really. Right. And just to mix it up a bit, we'll do a close-up shot of me drawing. Oh man, sellotape's not sticking either. So this greaseproof paper really is like non-stick, which is obviously great for sprues, but not when I'm trying to draw on it. Right. Let's just try and keep it in place and not move it. Yes, all these guns, I appreciate these guns are movable on the real one. On my one, not so much. They will all be just glued in place. Alright, that's not filled anymore. Just because making a move is going to be too fiddly. I say, when a build's so big anyway, I don't then want to be spending another week just to make guns that move. Especially as like I've said, guys, this thing's going to be so big, I don't think I'm going to have room to sort of keep it in my flat. So the chances are when it's made, I'm going to stick it on eBay, see if I can try and sell it. But if I can't sell it, then unless my boy takes it, I don't think his mummy will want him to put it in the bedroom because it's going to be huge. There's a reasonable chance this may go in the bin. Just because I don't have room for something this big. Alright, let's do this little line and then we can get to the fun bit. So it's this next bit that I've been looking forward to and was thinking about last night when I was thinking about how I was going to do all this. The fact of making this as like one big panel. Right, there we go. If I missed any questions, let's have a quick look. Aisha, thumbs down. Now gone. Oh, okay. I think the raspberry you did blew the. Oh, that's funny. That's made my day. But it's really weird because when I first started this channel, I saw thumbs down. I was like, no, why would someone give me a thumbs down? Why didn't they like it? What have I done wrong? And then looking at YouTube's analytics and all these other bits and pieces and how channels grow and all the rest of it. And obviously it was on there that I saw them sort of saying about the old interaction bit is what YouTube wants. Because obviously while you're watching videos on YouTube, you're watching their ads and all that. But it then also went on to mention about thumbs up, thumbs down. And it sees thumbs up and thumbs down as the same. It just sees it as an interaction. So it doesn't see it as a negative. Because obviously that person is still watching YouTube and engaging with videos. Honestly, personally, I would rather they got rid of the thumbs down. Because if it doesn't mean anything, get rid of it. Because as I say, some people do take it as an offence. And I know I did when I first started this. So I'm going to keep this because obviously... Oh yeah, I'm going to keep this because obviously it gives me the sizes of bits and pieces. That's why I was going to keep it. Yeah, just because as I say, anyone new starting out, you get a thumbs down. It is kind of like, oh, what didn't they like? What did I do wrong? But yeah, so get rid of thumbs down. No need for it. Right. eBay. Squidmire sold his gunship for £46,000. What? That's ridiculous. 46 grand. Blimey. That's nuts. I could do a raffle on Discord. See, the only problem with this is it wouldn't need to be picked up in person, or obviously whoever buys it would need to pay for delivery. That's kind of why I'm thinking if I stick this on eBay, the chances are I can't imagine it selling. Because I mean, even obviously the normal one, the weight of it alone, it's going to cost you, what, another £100 or more, I would have thought, to get it delivered. And that's probably like in the UK. To get this delivered to like America or somewhere else, well, I wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's a long way off. Yeah, it's going to take another good 2-3 weeks to make this. And then I'll see what my options are. I mean, it's only to say there is no room. And I know someone did mention about like suspending it from the ceiling, which is all well and good, but it's still a big thing that's suspended from the ceiling. Right, so this next bit is going to involve sprues. Ta-da! So let's get some sprues out. I don't think I need that. We can put that somewhere else. Basically, I'm just having a little tidy up. Again, I don't like mess. I don't like disorganisation. I like things to be nice and neat. Everything in its place. Everything easily reached by hand. So yeah, let's just a little tidy up. Right, there we go. That's looking much neater, much better. So yeah, like I was saying with the main sort of bulk carcass bit that I built, and obviously I've got loads of frames already built behind me that have got goo in. This is going to be like one big panel. So my plan is to get these, obviously put them in sort of positions. So these ones will have to be like cut, and then what I'm going to do then is get some obviously the longer length sprues, bend them, and then they would obviously fill in where the bits are cut. So the outer edge is going to be like this going all the way around, and the inside bit is basically full of, well, of sprue panels basically. And then once that's all glued and in place, then get the sprue goo and fill in all the panels. So again, that's why this build is like, it's a big build, but in my head I've kind of broken it down into smaller, more manageable bits. But even those bits are still time consuming to do basically. But yeah, so that's my plan now on what this panel is going to be. So thank you for waiting persevering through all that other bits of stuff just to see what the main bit is that I'm going to be doing this morning, which is this. Aisha, I would collect it, even just to give you a kiss on the nice bald head. Yeah, I'll happily accept the kiss on the head, and food is always a good bribery as well. Yeah, a McD's or something, but yeah. I need to make it so it can transport the towel. Yeah, no, I said that in the other video. I'm not going to make it so you can get inside it or the top bit comes off, because again, there's just going to be so much work involved. With the sprues and sprue goo, making large things is easier than making small things. Only because obviously you can't get a lot of detail, as in trying to make something really, really small. I haven't really got to show, but obviously I can make moulds and make bits in moulds. But again, even the moulds need to be relatively simple. It's like the guns that go on this, because all the guns are the same. So rather than try and make them individually, I'm going to make a gun out of, I don't know, plasticine or whatever. Make a mould of that gun and then cast the gun in the sprue goo. So, because the guns don't look very detailed, they're quite simple. But where that the top bit comes off and you've got all those little seats and bits, to try and make them would just be a nightmare. Doable, but just, yeah, the time involved in that after spending 3 weeks, 4 weeks doing this, especially if obviously if I'm going to sell it or get rid of it or do whatever, yeah, I'm not going to spend that extra 2-3 weeks on just making a cockpit bit that comes off so you can see some seats. Susan, the gunship Thunderhawk was €500 to ship to Australia from Sweden, and he got 46,000 for it. So this gunship that he sold, how much was it? Like a one-off? Was it a special, or was it a gunship that he just bought, built, painted, and then sold? I'm just intrigued to find out. 46 grand is just nuts. So yeah, if you can let me know, this gunship that he made or did or whatever, was it like a one-off that he made, or was it a kit that he built and then just painted? Burgers, now you're on a mission. Right, so filming. Again, the good thing is with the filming, I've only got to show a few bits of what I'm doing, and then I can just crack on and do the rest. But obviously, when you come to watch the video, you want to see how I've done this. So what we'll do is we'll sort of show, we're now going to get loads of the panels. And as that one flew in, we'll get that. But obviously with all these panels, I've got to spend the next, I don't know how long, cutting nibbly knobbly bits off of the bottom. So yeah, I just thought it's not going to get exciting soon. I'm now going to go back and do a very unexciting bit, which is cut the nibbly knobbly bits off of the bottom of all of these, just so these lay nice and flat. Didn't it need to lay flat? Yeah, they do need to lay flat. I mean, even though I'm going to build stuff on top of all of these, again, in my mind, I like to do things nice and neat. So even if what I'm doing, you're not going to see in the end bit, because it's going to have stuff all over it. For my own mind, I like to, yeah, have it neat. Even if that does involve me cutting off nibbly knobbly bits for the next half an hour. Right, so what we'll do is we'll get my nibbly knobbly box. Although it's not exactly nibbly knobbly, because to me, nibbly knobbly is small little bits. Obviously, these aren't big, these aren't small, these are big bits. But they are bits that are being sacrificed to make ooey gooey spruey stuff. So I salute you. Here's the problem now, because I haven't eaten, I do sometimes go a little bit doolally. And this could be the start of the doolally. Right, so we'll get that out of the way. That can go there. Again, I'm going to film the fact that I'm going to say that I've got to cut nibbly knobbly bits off, just so I can get the word nibbly knobbly bits in even more. Oh, I've already cut that one, that's handy. No, okay. Right. How are we doing? 72 watching, 69 thumb. Oh, 69. Yeah, leave it on that. No more thumbs up. Leave it on 69. No, keep thumbs up in. 71 watching. Awesome. Well, morning, good evening, good night, good day to you and wherever you are. Yeah, it's good to see the numbers going back up again. So I think I'm slowly but surely getting back into YouTube's good books because they are starting to recommend my videos again. Albeit they only seem to recommend sprue videos. Every now and then I try and get away from sprue videos and make something non-sprue because I know you guys like what I make. I know a lot of you guys like the sprue videos, and I know a lot of you guys like stuff that's built not with sprues. So I do keep trying to get away from the sprue guys, but it's YouTube. It keeps pulling me back because it seems to be the only ones that it seems to let people know about, and I don't know why. It's very bizarre. Let's have a quick look. Steve, look at. I don't want to look at his site. I want someone to tell me, Steve. I'm building. I haven't got time to be looking at someone else's YouTube. It was a kit. It was an older model he sent off for and painted. It was the original kit he brought and made a hobby shop in Australia. Brought the finished piece. He's working on the MANTA now. Yeah, I've seen he's doing on the MANTA. I think that's why someone suggested me to do the MANTA because they'd seen Squidmire's MANTA. I still can't get over it. He could have sold something for 46,000. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, if someone gave me a couple of £100 for this thing, I'd be over the moon. Go get your drink before you start cutting. No, let's just persevere. And if I go nuts, then I go nuts. Right, let's film a few nibbly knobbly bits being cut. Well, I might actually go and get a drink because I'm feeling a bit thirsty. So unfortunately, a lot of these sprues, they seem to have more of these bits protruding from the bottom than any other sprues I've seen. I don't know if it's like certain sets that just seem to have all these bits at the bottom, but I know it's a pain in the backside. Alright. That'll do for filming because that does get in my way. And yeah, I'm going to go and get a drink. So the problem is though, I've not done a shop, which is why I've literally got nothing in my house. What have I got? Yeah, I've got nothing. Yeah, I've got no crisps. I've got no jellies. I've got no burgers. I might have some waffles in the freezer. Could stick waffles in. But yeah, I've got nothing. So that's why my plan is, I want to get this panel done because I know it's going to obviously take 7-8 hours. So I want to get it done today, so then tomorrow it be fully dried and I can assemble it. So yes, I'm going to persevere, keep going, and once I've done the whole of this, then I'm going to go to Tesco's, do a food shop, and then I've got a photo shoot this afternoon. What was I doing? I was getting a drink. That's what I was doing. See, I've even run out of Pepsi. I've got no Diet Pepsi. Yeah, so obviously that's how small my one-bedroom flat is, guys. That's the kitchen right behind me. I'm in the living room, but obviously it's a small living room. So I've had to. When I first moved in, my first priority was buying a nice big desk, getting the desk in its place. Once the desk was in, then I could work out what space I had for a sofa and a TV. And the best place to have the desk is so my back is to the kitchen door. But as you can see, the kitchen it's about 5 foot square. It's small. But it's everything I need, really. But it is quite cool that I can sit here and say literally just over my left shoulder, I can reach into the fridge. So when I do have cans of Pepsi, I have the cans of Pepsi obviously on the top shelf in the fridge. I can open the fridge, grab a can without getting up from my seat, without even really moving. So I do like this little one-bedroom flat. It is really cute. But I say, when it comes to having models displayed and put anywhere, then yeah, I've got no... got no room. Has GW contacted me about this yet? No. I think it was only when I make molds and then cast GW stuff. Even if I cast their stuff with the ooey gooey stuff, then I think they get upset. I don't think they can get upset from this because I'm not infringing on any copyright. Because I'm just making something of theirs with something of theirs. Well, I don't know. They might say that's copyright. Who knows? GW, they own the world, I think, don't they? Susan's having a morning coffee. Decaf espresso mocha coffee. Sounds very confusing. And had Sky R and orange for breakfast. Sky R and orange. Is that a typo? I don't know what Sky R is. What could it be? Something and orange for breakfast. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Aisha, get your shopping, you nutter. Well, I was going to, but say, because it's Sunday, shops don't open till 10. I rushed out this morning to get some paper to print off to make those sheets you just saw. I was going to quickly pop to Tesco's and get some bits. Because I already set up to do this live stream at 10:30, I didn't want to go to Tesco's, get caught up in if there's loads of people there, and then be late. So I thought, no, I'll come back, we'll do the live stream. I'll just persevere, I'll go through, no food. But that's why I made the mistake earlier of saying I've got no food. Don't anyone mention food. And then obviously as soon as you say don't mention food, everyone's like, oh, about this, about this. But I say, I'm not really going to waste away anytime soon. So I think I can survive 3 hours with no food. Well, I would rather some of these say, these sprues, they do have tons of these little bits underneath. It's like, why? So yeah, guys, if you're sending sprues in, try and send in sprues that are nice and flat underneath. I mean, normally, obviously, it's not an issue. It's only because, say, in this build, I'm making these panels in a different way than I normally do. That, yeah, I do kind of need the underneath of these to be sort of as flat as they can be, really. I mean, a little bit's not too bad, but say, these have just got tons. Obviously, it just slows down a process that's already quite a long process. Skyar is Scandinavian yogurt. Oh, okay. Coconut. I like coconut. Twisted monkey, it's loose. Well, it is. It's like a big grey area, isn't it? It is copyright infringement, but you're doing it for educational purposes. Yeah, so it's definitely a grey area because obviously I'm recycling their products into their products. But who knows? Right. Let's do a couple more little things. So I'm going to cut up about 5 or 6 of these because I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. So this one's got like big bits. That one just had loads of little bits. I think the little ones are worse because it's harder to see. Oh, Streamlabs. Hello. Morning. Yeah, I like what you're saying though. Please share social media, blah, blah, blah. Tell your family and friends. See, I would have set Streamlabs up to say that about a year or so ago, so even I forgot what he says. But he hasn't said that for... Yeah, because I'm sure I've got it set up. So he says it every... Something like every 40 chat lines, he'll say that. But that's like the first time he said it this morning, so... He's a bit of a lazy thing. I mean, I know I'm not paying him, but he's a robot. He should do it better than that. Sylvain, your sprues are roundish. Are they the Gundam ones then? I say I need to have a go with the Gundam ones and stick them in a jar of acetone just to see if they melt. Because I'm not sure if they will, because they seem to have this outer layer to them that makes them really sort of shiny, glossy. So I'm not sure if they're made from the same sort of material. So go on then, guys, let's see where you are all from. Obviously I know some of you, obviously UK, America, but yeah, let me know where you're from. And do we have anyone from Australia, New Zealand? Because obviously sometimes when I do the morning streams, they're kind of still on. I mean, I know it's going to be like 11, well, maybe midnight in Australia, but there might be some people there still on. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, where are you from and what the time is. And what your weather's like. I must admit, today, it's not too bad. I mean, yesterday in England, or where I am, it was a nice sunny day. It was lovely. It was quite warm as well. So yeah, because I did a wedding yesterday, and obviously it was nice to be at a wedding, and well, it not rained for starters, and to be relatively warm this time of year. So, where are you from? What's the time? And what weather do you currently have? Just so I can be nosy and see what you guys are up to doing. Yeah, that's what I do. Oh, Mr. Thumb Down Man came back again. I'm not even going to bother giving him a raspberry this time. I've got some boxes of sprues turning up in the next sort of week or so from people. But if you do have sprues that you don't want, I am now accepting sprues again. Obviously, I did stop for a few months because I just had so many. But now, obviously, with this build's going to use up a lot of sparks. I can use all my sprues that I've got. So yeah, if you've got any sprues, I'll happily have them. If you email me, I can give you details on, obviously, how to get them to me, basically. Netherlands, 1 o'clock there. I just an hour ahead. Steve, Liverpool and raining. I say it's a typical UK day out there. It's cloudy. There's little hints of blue, but at any moment it could just change and it could rain. But at the moment it's not too bad. Andrew's in Canada. It's 4:02 and probably raining. Are you stuck indoors then, Andrew? Lazarus, northwest UK, and surprise, raining. So yesterday was a real shock. Yesterday, the fact that it was just warm. The air was warm. Obviously not like summer holiday warm, but for October, definitely warm. Oh, Andre, Netherlands as well. Eric, stuck in a desert, and it's currently 5:02. Stuck in a desert. Okay. Do we need to like call rescue services or anything? Or well, the fact that you're watching this must mean you've got reception, so help is on its way. Is that Trigiv? Presto? Norway? Cloudy, chance of rain. 4 degrees. You're a weather forecaster. Foxzone, Nottingham, raining. Wow, so I seem to have almost half decent weather then compared to a lot of people, apart from old matey boy, you're stuck in a desert. Phoenix, Norway, 1 o'clock, sunny blue sky. Nice. I've never been to Norway. Always fancied going somewhere like that, but I've not. I've been a lot of places over the world. I spent about 5 years in my my early 20s, and I just did a lot of travelling. A lot of travelling and a lot of sort of temporary part-time job sort of things. 40k guy, London, the weather cloudy. Yeah. Chris Caesar, I might be in the only one bit of UK without rain. Yeah, same here, Chris. Say no rain. I say through that window I can see a bit of blue. This window is a bit more grayer, so obviously we'll go with that one. I mean, I never actually look at what the forecast is going to be, especially when I do the weddings. I don't even bother looking. In my car, I have a coat, bollies, all that kind of stuff. Especially with weddings as well. With a wedding, it doesn't really matter what the weather is going to do. The wedding's still going ahead. It's only dodgy COVID man that came along and stopped all the weddings. Right, I think that one's done as well. I reckon a couple more, and then we'll have a go at starting to glue these down where they're going to go, basically. So yeah, so they're going to get glued down, cut, and then what I'm going to do, normally when I get the sprues and bend them, as Steve will clarify, I normally get a flame out and bend them and burn them and melt them. I'm not this time, because when you get the flame out, obviously sometimes they change shapes and they get thinner and they lose their shape, obviously. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to boil the kettle, put these in some hot water, and then bend them the nice, safe and proper way. Even though the flame way is the fun way, I think it's more controlled by putting these in hot water and then bending them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Are there any sprues, any decent ones with not many bits cut underneath? So I've never really noticed the underneath of sprues before until obviously now that I wanted to make these flat ones. I think we'll cut these two. Yeah, we've got loads. We'll cut these two and then we'll get the greaseproof paper back on, start gluing them down, doing some more cutting, and so the bit I really want to do is sticking the ooey gooey stuff in. Aisha, I'll pop round to Steve's, pinch his sprues and send them to you. Yeah, do it. Oliver, southeastern France. Ooh, big blue sky. Not that warm since I just turned on the heater today. Oh, bless. But at least it's nice though. Blue sky looking out. Looking out at that. It's got to be nice though. Andrew's supposed to be sleeping, but your eyes are bothering you, so I thought I'd listen to YouTube to fall asleep. Yeah, listen to me. I'm sure I will help you fall asleep within seconds, I would have thought. Chris spent 5 years in your early 22. Cool. Yeah, I think I was 21. 21. I'd only had 2 jobs by that age, and yeah, I just felt I didn't want to get into a job and then like stay in a job and do that. So yeah, between 21 and about 26, basically I'll just get like part-time work, temporary work, get some money saved up, go off abroad somewhere. I mean, I think, yeah, I'd spend like a few days somewhere or a few weeks, or I think the longest I did was 6 months in Israel. And then, yeah, just sort of travelled around, saw lots of countries, so did lots of work, and yeah, it was really cool. Definitely something I'd advise people doing. Go and see some travelling when you're young, fit, healthy. Because I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, when I get old I'm going to retire and then go off travelling. But the problem with that is you don't know what your health's going to be like. You don't know if you're going to live that long. Or if you're going to have any money. Because obviously when I did it, I did a lot of backpacking. So I was staying in some dodgy, dirty places. But they were cheap. Yeah, but yeah, if you're in your 70s, you wouldn't want to stay in some of the backpacking sort of hostel places. So yeah, I definitely suggest doing it when you're younger. It's like now, I'd like to go off travelling again now, but I'd want to stay in a hotel and have like all inclusive and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do what I did when I was younger. But I'm glad I did it when I was younger. Nerd Games, how long have you missed? You've missed a ton of stuff. I've done all sorts. No, not really. I've done quite a bit though. I've done quite a bit to get to the stage where I'm at. And I say, in a minute, it's going to be the better stage where I'm starting to glue these down. And again, you get to see more of how it's going to sort of look. I say, 'cause the good thing is, or one thing I've always been good at, say memory like a sieve, can't remember anything. But visually seeing things in my head, and I say building things, being able to break them down in my head, and being able to see the finished bit of whatever I'm working on. I think that's quite fortunate that I can sort of visualise the end result in my head, and then I can visualise how I need to break it down to get to the end result. But Yeah, names and faces I'm pants at as well. It's like when I go to a wedding, I have a piece of paper in my pocket with the name of the bride and groom, just because that's how bad my memory is. I forget during the day, and quite often I'll call them bride and groom, as in can the bride put their hand around the groom's waist and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, sometimes yeah, I really hate that I've got a bad memory. I'd love to have a good memory. Right, a few more nibbly knobbly bits, and then we can start sticking these down and doing some cutting and some bending of sprues. How many have we got watching? We still got a few? 56, cool. Maybe one day we can break the old 100 again. Yeah, because guys, when I used to stream, obviously nearly a year ago now, I think I streamed right from the beginning. I was getting between 140 and 120 to 160 seem to be the average kind of viewers. And then say, because YouTube, well, I fell out of favour, I think. It doesn't recommend me as much. It kind of went down quite a lot. Right, I'm waffling now. Right, we'll do that. We'll get rid of these. All these nibbly knobbly bits will be sprue goo by the morning. Yes, I've got some more acetone turned up sometime today. So that can all be turned into sprue goo. And we'll get back a little outline of our front spaceship part. Yes, anyone who has just joined, I'll have a quick little recap, because I'm going to have a drink in a second. Obviously, what I've made so far is I've made this lovely big box, which is as solid as a house. It's as strong and tough as anything. This is the main sort of carcass bit, which is going to be always on the base. And then you've got obviously the front of the ship, which is this, which will be going like that, like that. So as you can see, this is quite a, it's a large miniature. It's definitely the largest miniature I've made. So this is going to be there, but then you've still got the wings to go from there out and up. Oh, that's only my phone. So yeah, it's quite mahoosive. I keep using the word mahoosive because it is. It's mahoosive. Right, where's my phone? I'm going to run it over. Okay, how can you just lose a phone? Oh, there it is. Bosh, back in. Alright. So, yeah, so I'm now at a stage which is quite a fun stage, I think, of gluing these into position to form this shape. Because the whole of the inside of this is going to be filled with sprue goo and obviously these. Hold on. Oh man, I put the panels that I've cut back in the box. Yeah, rookie mistake. So yes, obviously these are going to be sort of fitted in as well as they can, and then when you get to these sort of bits, I'm going to cut them and then bend sprues that will then take the shape of whatever bit that's going around the edge, basically. And then we fill the whole thing with sprue goo. So I'm hoping I've got enough, because I've only got, I've run out of sprue goo, acetone. So I've only got sort of 3 bottles here, but they're not like half full. Because generally when I do these, I fill them up and fill them up and fill them up. So the sprue goes about halfway, and then obviously then you have like another ½ inch to 1 inch of acetone on top. But yeah, because I've run out of acetone, I couldn't fill these up as much as I wanted to. So I've got 2 like this, and then I've got a smaller one. And this one, well, this is an old one. There's at the back of my cupboard. And I know obviously I answered in that video a few days ago, how long can you keep sprue goo sort of going for? But this one's been in the back of my cupboard, and I'm not even sure how long this one's been there. Yeah, it's got 4 weeks, 5 weeks at least, because it's been a while since I've started doing the sprue videos again. So yeah, this has been here a while, so there's a fair chance this one, I say it's still usable, but when it comes out of these ones, it's normally a lot thinner, a lot runnier. Not thinner, but runnier. This one, it comes out a bit firmer, which the same. It doesn't make any odds. It's still usable the same. It's just a little bit different in the consistency. Have I missed anything? Oh, Susan, if you're doing the camper van, yeah, I keep thinking about getting a camper van, or even just converting, like getting a 7-seater vehicle and converting it and putting like a bed in it and just going off and seeing some places. But don't know. But that's what YouTube is good for nowadays. Yeah. Well, I started doing the old out and about video channel. But then because I got into the wedding season, I just didn't have time to do this channel, that channel, and obviously weddings. You've done tons of hiking and camping and stuff when younger. Yeah, I like a bit of camping. I like walking. I do like walking. The terrain tutor, he's back on. He does live streams in the evenings. He was on last night. I think he live streams about 10 o'clock though. Yeah, so the terrain tutor is back. I think he's back to being sort of fit and as healthy as he can be. But yeah, I watched a bit of him last night. Mad Eye Miniatures. The easement of beer and people back in the office. I say need to buy you a new camera. It's flash. Oh, is it? I think it does. I think it seems to get to a stage where it's been on for like an hour or two, and then it does it. Well, I am saving the money that I get from donations to buy a new webcam or another webcam. So, the one that you're watching me on the face one, I've had it about 3 years. Perfect little thing. It's a Logi something or other. £65 or something ish. So when I can, I'll be buying another one of those to replace this because every now and then when I catch the screen and I see it flicking in and out, it does my nutting. So yeah, it must have yours in because obviously you guys are watching it obviously more than I am. But yeah. Right, so let's get my camera back in place. It's still working, which is always handy. Right, where's my mouse? Let's close that. Cool, so just checking a couple of things. Oh, 12:20, that's gone quick. Yeah. Well, yeah, I should be able to get this done. Basically, something in another hour-ish, this should be done. And then once I've got that done, then I'll obviously stop the live stream because there's nothing else really I can do at the moment. So this is done. Then I need to wait for some acetone to turn up. And then say I can make loads of sprue goo ready for tomorrow where I will fix this to the other bit as well as those side bits and the angled bits. Yeah, so tomorrow's live stream, I'm going to start at the same sort of time, 9 o'clock I think in the morning, do the live stream. Should be quite a good one because there'll be quite a few bits and pieces because I've got loads of panels behind me. There'll be lots of like assembly, which is obviously always more fun to watch because you get to see the thing sort of growing and building and being big. You should tell me which one you want and I'll buy it and donate it to me. Yeah, I don't think you need to buy, yeah, because it's about £65. So I'm happy with the donations coming through and sort of getting it that way, to be honest. So I'm just checking something. Ooh, messages come through. Oh, I just noticed I hadn't even clicked the thumbs up button on my own video. So there we go, I've now clicked it. It's me telling everyone else to click it, and I hadn't even done it. Well, yeah, guys, there is in the link below. There is something that says things I need. If you click on the link that says things I need, that takes you to Amazon, and there's a list of items there that I need. And basically, if you buy them from there, they get sent straight to me. So yeah, if anyone does want to help out and buy anything that I need, obviously much appreciated, and you would get a mention somewhere on one of my videos. Yeah, that Logitech webcam is on there, £59. So it's not cheap. Well, basically it's the most expensive thing that's on my list of things that I would like. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get things back to where they should be. It's there. Right. 2 seconds. Just want to check something. Right, let's just. Oh, it's my EE mobile bill is ready to pay apparently. Cheers for letting me know. Right, we will stick airplane mode on so it doesn't come through again, because sometimes when the messages come through they actually stop the filming, so we will stop that. And right, what we'll do again to make this easier, I'm going to glue these bits to the greaseproof paper, just like little dabs here and there, just so they do come off like easily, but it also means then they won't just fall off or move while I'm putting other bits on. So I say it's going to be quite easy to. Oh, it's a shame, it's just a little corner bit. That might be easier doing that way, actually. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how I do this, I don't think. It's all going to be higgledy-piggledy and cut bits, but that's fine. Right, let's just press record. I can quickly show this and I'll probably say something like, yep, that's all the nibbly knobbly bits cut off. I can now just get this glued down. Oh no, saying that, I don't want to glue it down straight away, so I'm going to cut a bit off. So we'll cut there, there, and there. So I'm going to cut just inside, because then the plan is to have a sprue go round the outside. So we want to make sure there's room for that. Right, do that. Let's cut off them bits. Hold it up again, and that looks perfect. Because I like it to look perfect. Little dab will do ya. So it's just purely to say it doesn't all move around, because there are going to be so many panels on this. And there we go. Panel number 1 in place. So I am loving the fact that I can make panels this way, just because they are super strong and obviously nice and sturdy. And so when I come to the sprue goo, it's going to go in between the gaps in each, obviously in each panel, as well as the gaps that are in one panel to the next panel. Oh no, I was going to have that move. No, this way actually. Arthwin, did I come at the last minute? You probably come at the best minute, because all the stuff leading up to this, I would say you probably looked boring. I mean, I was still chatting like a nutter. But yeah, I was basically sticking some bits of paper together, then drawing that out on this sort of tracing paper. Then I was cutting some nibbly knobbly bits, and now I'm probably at the fun stage of sticking these panels down, and then also using the ooey gooey spruey stuff. So yeah, this is probably the best time to join, I guess. I'm not sure. It's good to have you here. Don't forget what you're doing. Yes, that'll definitely. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely want to get another webcam, because like that is annoying. Oh, and like this morning, the fact that the phone kept turning itself off is obviously another reason not to really use the phone. Plus, it doesn't focus very well either. Basically, there's lots of negative things about using the phone, which is really weird, because the phone that I video record, record my videos on is actually an older phone. The phone that's up there you're watching my desk on is a newer phone, a newer version, but it seems to be pants, which is why I still use my old phone, even though it's got a big old crack on the screen. The screen is just cracked beyond anything. Plus the fact that I've got all my apps and things on here, and I can't be bothered transferring them to the new phone. Even though the new phone is bigger, I say it's newer, but I just find it pants. So yeah, stick with the old one. Right, so there's a couple of panels, and this one can go like this. In fact, I think we'll have it that way. I say this panel is definitely bigger than I really thought it was going to be, but pretty cool. Plus, say tomorrow's live stream, this will start to look more like what it's going to look like. So it'll have the big box bit on it, this big bit on it, and then I can then start doing some more frameworks for all these smaller bits and bits of engines and the center what's it bit. So yeah, so I think from now sort of onwards, it's going to be more entertaining and more interesting to watch me building this, because you're going to see more of how it's going to end up looking. I might as well just leave the whole thing there actually. Right, so there. Right, let's see how that goes. Eric slammed the like button as well. Cool. YouTube, I'm disappointed with you. The algorithm. Again, honestly, so I was looking at the video, that last video I did, and I can't believe it. 47,000 subscribers. Only 256 people watched my last video because of a notification. Nuts. Nuts. Aisha, I'm buying it for you, so there. That is, honestly, that is so kind. You don't need to buy something that big. Obviously, I very much appreciate you buying that, because, yeah, because obviously that, because I'm going to live stream now, lots, because obviously, yeah, I mean, I do enjoy it. I enjoy the live stream because it is, I don't get out much, basically, apart from weddings. Yeah, I don't generally get out much. The chat with you guys is quite fun. I am enjoying it. So yeah, no, yeah, Aisha, I really appreciate that if you're doing that. And yeah, if you want a mention, shout out, or whatever, let me know, and I can put that on a video, as well as be shouting out here. So I can let people know all the time that you're seeing them, or seeing what I'm doing, through the generous donation that Aisha's done. Legend, yeah, definitely a legend. Right, it's like some sort of weird jigsaw puzzle I'm making, but rather than getting the pieces and they fit, I'm getting the pieces and cutting them up so they fit. But again, I'm really pleased about being able to make panels in a new. I know I keep saying it, but again, I really am, and that's why it is fun to make things that are different to what you normally make, because you have to make them differently. And I say the fact that this is now having panels that are super thick, super strong, is cool. And also, because it will also be having the panels made the other way as well. So it's going to be like a nice combination. This video is going to show you lots of bits and pieces. Alright, let's just chop a little bit more off of that one. Yeah, that's cool. Lovely old jubbly. Yeah, one super sized panel. 40k, could I get a shout out? 40k, no. But obviously saying your name's a shout out, I guess. Aisha, no, it's fine. These poor people see and read enough of me on here. Yeah, cheeky minx, aren't ya? Yeah, us poor people. Although only because of COVID. So So I've been a wedding photographer, I don't know, about 10, 12 years, but I only went full time 4 and a bit years ago. So I went full time, did 3 years of like full time self-employed records, obviously quite low records because I'd only just started and I spent a lot of money getting new camera gear, and then obviously COVID kicked in, and obviously old Mr. Boris and all that, you get like your last 3 years and you get like a percentage of that. Well, my last 3 years weren't very big years. Last year was going to be my first sort of major year doing lots of weddings and earning a nice amount of money. But obviously I didn't, because I didn't do the weddings. COVID. Nasty thing. But as I say, I do see myself as being fortunate because I've got a roof over my head, and as you can clearly see, I do have food in my tummy. Not right now, but generally there is food in my tummy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Tesco's. But the problem is, I mean, I don't know if you're the same, probably are. Go to Tesco's on an empty stomach and feeling hungry, you do tend to pick up a lot of crap. Oh, you're stuck down. So yeah, I can see me obviously getting a lot of stuff that I don't need, but junk stuff. Like one of my favourite things, and I need to stop doing this. I go into Tesco's, they do like the old tubs of ice cream. They do the flake ice cream, and it is. Oh, I put some glue on this already. It is so nice, the flake ice cream, because the ice cream tastes like the Mr. Whippy one, but obviously it's got chunks of flake in it. And what I like to do is I get the ice cream, bring it home, and just put it in the fridge, leave it for like an hour or so. So obviously it starts to sort of melt, but it kind of goes like a thick McDonald's milkshake. So it's like a thick McDonald's milkshake that tastes like the ice cream from a Mr. Whippy, and it's got bits of flake in it. And it's so nice. But my problem is now though, when I'm hungry like I am now, whenever I go to Tesco's, I always pick one up. And especially when Tesco's do it as the old Tesco club card, it's £2 rather than £3 or whatever it normally is. So like £2 for a big tub of ice cream. It's like, I love one of them. Susan, yeah, artist life, so poor. It's given, but don't mean nada. I'm rich in many other ways. Well, yeah, Ruth. Yeah, I'm a very optimistic person. I'm very easily happy. Doesn't sound right, not very good English. But yeah, I'm always content with what I have. And I say, if you've got a roof over your head and you've got food in your tummy, I always see you as being pretty fortunate. Because I know obviously there's a lot of people out there that don't have that all over the world. So yeah, I am always grateful for what I have. And I got you guys. And not many people have got you guys. Well, apart from all the other channels that you subscribe to. But I don't mind you cheating behind my back like that. That's fine. I can live with it. Right. See how that goes when that gets cut up. You don't hate, but that sounds yummy. It is. So it's just, it's lovely. I love McDonald's milkshakes. I do like milkshakes. And I love flakes, and I love Mr. Whippy ice cream. What's the time? 12:35. Yeah, so I've got a photo shoot at 4 o'clock, so I need to make sure I am well ready for that. So I should hopefully be able to get this done by then. Right, there's enough room, there's enough room. Yeah, they need a bit more off. Bosh. Cool. It's fitting together like a jigsaw puzzle. Hi Cruz, which kidney do you have to sell to get the MANTA? Well, at the moment, say the way I'm talking, if you turn up on my doorstep with a McDonald's and a big milkshake, you can have it. But yeah, I'm going to stick it on eBay and see if there's any mad fool out there would want to buy. So it's not even like it's a second-hand proper one. It's a made up. Well, made up first hand, I guess. Well, second-hand sprues. So yeah, I don't know how you'd class this. Second-hand, brand new, or brand new second-hand, maybe. Who knows? Again, I'm waffling. Right, that can kind of go there, I guess. And bosh. Right, Lazarus, I'm going to leave this lurking. Awesome. Can you let Aisha or Steve know when you're streaming tomorrow night? I'm going to stream in the mornings. Well, morning UK, obviously. Yeah, I'm finding the mornings much easier because I obviously get up, get everything ready, get on. And because again, mornings is when I normally would build. So it makes sense to stream when I'm building normally rather than try and go out of my way to stream at a time that I wouldn't normally be building. Because generally the evenings, like a lot of people, I like to just sit and chill. I do sometimes still build in the evenings, but obviously I'll be building while watching YouTube, Netflix or something like that. So yeah, I think generally, especially during the midweek, live streaming in the mornings, and it'll be sort of 9 o'clock UK time for 2-3 hours really. Yeah. Presto, the outline I had it earlier in the stream of the entire. Did you just print it out from the schematic? Yes. Yes. So basically, obviously, there's lots of pictures. See, again, sometimes it's difficult finding pictures. So the picture I found was obviously that picture. So on Photoshop, I've enlarged this so it is because obviously the size from tip of wing to tip of wing is 860 centimeters. Sorry, 860 millimeters. So yeah, on Photoshop I blew this up so it was that full size, and then yeah, I then just printed out sections of it on my printer. Yeah, so this was the only sort of schematic kind of drawing I could find. Obviously all the others are photographs of one that's built, but this is the only one I could find. Couldn't find any with any kind of details of sizes, so that's why I've gone with these sizes, which is what's his face, the one who sold that thing for £46,000. On his channel, he measured it and he said that it is 860 wing to wing and whatever. So I've gone by his measurements. So hopefully what he said was true, because that's the only measurements that I could find. And then everything else is going to be made from this being blown up to the size. So say, I'm hoping this is correct in its sort of drawing and accuracy, because this is what I'm going by, really. Yeah, Steve, if I could do another live stream today, I would. The only problem is I would have nothing to do in it. And I've got a few other little things I'm working on. But I say, I think this evening, I'm just going to have a chill. So I was at a wedding yesterday. I've got this to do now. I'm doing the photo shoot later. So yeah, so I'm not going to do one tonight. Mainly because I haven't got a lot to do. Whereas I know tomorrow I can assemble this and the other panels on that big thing I've got. So yeah, no live stream tonight, but tomorrow 9 o'clock UK time in the morning I'll be back. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm still gonna be here for another hour or so, I would have thought. I'm sure my tummy can wait another hour before it gets any food. So I've literally got nothing in the house. I've got peanut butter, but I've got no bread. So Oh no, yeah, I could just get the peanut butter and put it on a spoon into my mouth because I've done that quite a lot. But yeah, because I've got no bread, I've got no ham, I've got no cheese, I've got nothing because I haven't done a shop yet. So yeah, I do need to do a shop. But say I know I'm going to go to Tesco's. I'm going to come out of there with like 50 quid worth of just junk food, ice cream, cookies, just yeah, junk stuff. Eric Bonesley, such a beast of a model it is. I say honestly, I looked at the pictures of it and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. It was only when I saw a picture of someone holding it, do you really appreciate just how big this thing is. Yeah, it's a whopper. But again, it's fun to make things that are just different to what I normally make. And say size. The fact that this is just so big is just, it's nuts. So yeah, this channel, it's Miniature Hobbyist. It's making a miniature, but it's like 2 foot by 3 foot or whatever it works out to be. It's a crazy miniature. Why is that sticking up? Lay flat, lay flat. Right. I'll keep your finger on that for a bit longer because I want it to lay flat. Let's get a bit of glue under that bit over there as well. That can have a jar on it. This can have a jar on it. Bosh. Have a jar. Right, I can have another quick drink and check everything's okay. Cool. Yeah, so it is bizarre though, the fact that YouTube does seem to promote my sprue built videos more than any other video, which is just bizarre. So I don't know if like YouTube kind of like locks into a specific thing that a channel does, and then say highlights that more than anything else. I don't know. It's just bizarre. Because like even when I make something for Warhammer, and obviously like Warhammer's in the title, and I say Warhammer in the video, them videos do okay. But then as soon as I put a sprue in the title, and obviously I talk about sprues because I know when YouTube obviously determines what kind of content you make, it does listen to what you say in the videos. So I should have a go at making a video, nothing to do with sprues, but every now and then keep saying this video isn't made with sprues. So even in the title, put this isn't made with sprues, and see if YouTube promotes it just because of the word sprue. Even though the video I might do, I don't know, I might paint a tree in the video just as a test. But then throughout the video, I'll say, well, this tree isn't made of sprues. This paint isn't made from sprues. Just to see if YouTube picks up on that word sprue, but then promotes it, even though it's a video of me painting a tree. Yeah, can YouTube be tricked? It is funny. Right, so this front bit's going to have loads of little bit of weird bits cut up. Oh, that almost fits nicely, but it doesn't. Let's get another one with more bits on, I think. Well, this one looks like it does actually almost fit. Yeah, we'll have that fitting in like that. Susan, possibly because of keywords. Yeah, it is. I say, I think it does. Yeah. Sprues are definitely the keyword that seems to trigger YouTube into promoting videos. I was saying that. Let's film some more because I haven't really filmed. I filmed a bit at the beginning, so let's film a little bit from the end. Let's go nice and high. Oh no, actually I haven't filmed any of the bits. All part of me cutting the sprues up to fit. So let's pretend that I hadn't drawn those lines on. So yeah, we'll get the thing, it's coming into shot, and then we'll do the lines, even though I've already done them. We can then I'll say that is, yeah, cut on the line. Cool. It's like a TauManta jigsaw puzzle. Made with 25,000 pieces. Steve, off PM later. Yeah, no worries, buddy. You have a good day. Say I'm going out for a bit later to do a photo shoot, but yeah, this evening I'll be back in. If you want to, we can have a little message then, buddy. Have a good one. Cheers for being here. Tiny Yahoo. Good afternoon from South Africa. Oh, good afternoon to you. Don't get many people from South Africa. It's good to have you. I say it does seem to be more sort of European, American. Get the occasional Aussie. Good old Down Under. Norway is another popular place. A few people from, but yeah, don't get many from South Africa. So good to have you here. Obviously, building the TauManta as the name suggests. So I'm just building a big Mahusive panel that basically obviously forms. So basically the bit I'm building, obviously this big front bit here. I built a box for this back end. So I'm now building a big panel for the front, which will be attached to the box. And then I can start building all the bits of detail that are on top. So yes, as mentioned, obviously I'm building this in 3 parts. I'm building the main centre bit first, and then I'm going to build left and right wing. Yeah, cool. So that's the main bits done. I'm now going to get some long length of sprues. I need to boil a kettle, put them in hot water so I can bend them. Because the plan now is to obviously get the sprues that are sort of bent, and then these will then be manipulated to obviously follow the black line just to finish off the edge. Once that's done, I can then have the fun job of getting the sprue goo and filling in all the panels, which will be cool. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go and boil the kettle. Right, so I've given in. I have now got some peanut butter. Good old Sunpat peanut butter. Because yeah, I'm hungry. I've got nothing in there. I mean, this is all I've got, and even this, I need to get another jar because it's kind of like it's on its last legs. But yeah, I'm feeling hungry, guys. I can't go on. I love peanut butter. Only problem though, it makes the inside of your mouth very sticky. Andre, the algorithm picks up what you say. They think I'm saying spruce, like in Minecraft. Could you imagine? Well, there we go. Maybe I need to make something from Minecraft out of sprues and just see if that video goes nuts. Yeah. Andrew Fisherman, the occasional Aussie review. Awesome, good to have you here. Yeah, cause I'm sure there's a few people. Oh, the Four-Leg Aussie. Well, you seem like a new name that I've not seen before, so I must be. Maybe there's quite a few Aussies here. But they keep quiet. They just watch and lurk, maybe. But yeah, that's cool. Sam, how far am I into the build? Well, I probably spent about, what have I spent? 9-10 hours of doing stuff. And I reckon I've got about another 50 hours. It's quite a lot of hours to do on this. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Peanut butter, strawberry jam, crumpets. Yeah, I could go with that. Yeah, I do love peanut butter. Right, the kettle has boiled, so let's go and see if I can melt some sprues, or soften them anyway. Rightio, so the idea now. Oh, something in the eye. Sure, but that was a bit. I feel like it was crawling around. Yeah. Obviously, I want to follow all the black lines that are going all the way around, and as you can see, all the lines that are left are curvy, wavy ones. So what I have done in the past, when I've wanted to get a length of sprue and obviously bend it, I've set fire to it, kind of. Not always the best way of doing it, because obviously everyone keeps saying these are very toxic, very poisonous, so you shouldn't really do it, so I'm not in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in hot water. I mean, you can sort of like manipulate these anyway, but sometimes when you do it, they snap. So I don't obviously want it to snap, because I want it to stay nice and sort of curved, basically. So yeah, I'm going to put them in some hot water, hopefully be able to bring them out and curve them to follow the black line that's going around. And then once that's done, I can then have the good fun bit, filling this all in with the ooey gooey stuff, and then it'll be a case of leaving this overnight. So that's why tomorrow's stream, I'll be able to assemble this. And for anyone who has just joined, this is going to be put onto this. I'm not going to lift this up because it's too wibbly wobbly, but basically the back end of this is going to sit on here and go forward. So that kind of gives you a rough idea. I'm just trying to move it out. Give you a rough idea of how big this is, because this is going to sit on top like that. So there you go. That's kind of like, that's obviously the back to the front. That's how big it is. And yeah, that's why I'm breaking this down into 3 parts, because I can't get that and the wings all on here in one go. It would be a case of doing the main centre bit, wings separately, glue it all together, and then I might have to take off all the arty station stuff that's on my desk, set the camera up over there, facing this way, and then you'll be able to see me and this on my desk. As like a final sort of reveal kind of thing. Oh. Right. So let's get some. Yeah, so I have 2 boxes. I have a box of like nibbly knobbly bits, which are obviously the ones that go into the jars of acetone to turn into goo. And then I have a box of obviously the longer, straighter edge bits. I say these are always the bits. So whenever I get a sprue, first thing I do, cut off the bits there, take the centre bit out, the outer bit I then cut up to get myself some nice long sprues. So these are great for making frames. And then obviously all the inner bits, if there's some straight edges, I still cut them and keep them. But generally all the inside bits just get cut into small bits that will fit into my jars. Yeah, so right, I need to bend these, but I need to make sure they fit. So basically, what should I do? I'm not going to put because I was going to put the cup on the cutting mat. But this is a nice new cutting mat from Graphics Direct. If you need cutting mats, go look at Graphics Direct. There's a link in the description. Whenever I put hot things obviously on cutting mats, they warp, and I can't stand a cutting mat that isn't laying flat. So I'm not going to put the hot water on there because it'll ruin it. And I like things to be nice and neat and tidy and not warped. But yeah, so basically I'm going to get some sprues that are going to fit in the jar that I've got. And I say the plan is to then try and manipulate and bend these to fit the size that I need, basically. Alright. Let's try these few first. Let's get them out of the way. Alright, let's try and get them nearer. And I say, we'll just basically chuck these in the water. We'll give that a minute or so. I'll use my tweezers to pull them out, and then we'll try and bend them, manipulate them, glue them down. And while that's obviously doing that, I'm going to have some more peanut butter, just because I've had a bit of a taste now and I've got the munchies. Right, where should I go? Let's go this way, just so I can eat off camera. Love peanut butter. Ton of Yahoo fire, always good. Well, generally it is, I can't help myself. Obviously little fires, ones that are manageable and controllable. But I say everyone always tells me off because of the fumes. It's like, oh, okay. I'm never right, obviously, but it still doesn't stop you from doing it every now and then. But the thing is, I don't smoke, I don't really drink, I don't do drugs. So if the thing that's going to kill me is sprue, then so be it. It's not going to be cancer or something else. Anyway. Right. So I'll give that a couple of more seconds. I'll just quickly check some things, and then we'll pull them out and see how well I can bend them. Well, I'm hoping pretty well, because say the heat from the water should soften them up enough. Yeah. Right, 92 likes. Anyone who hasn't liked, hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can pop it over the 100 mark. Our thumbs down's gone again. There's someone out there playing silly buggers. Keeps doing thumbs down and getting rid of it. So yeah, 72 watching. I'm on 92 thumbs up. Is there 8 people on that haven't hit the thumbs up button? If you could hit the thumbs up button, obviously it doesn't cost you anything, but honestly it does help the channel out. Any video, if you click the thumbs button, it helps out. Obviously watching it helps out obviously a lot. Your little thumbs down button. Yeah, I see ya. Yeah, he's gone again. You guys crack me up. Right. Arriving today, my Amazon package, more acetone, because I've run out. If you guys want to send me acetone, you can. The link down below, there's a link, there's a thing that says things I need. Click on the link, there's stuff in there. If you click on that, basically it gets sent straight to me. And obviously acetone is something I'm going to need for this. So I think I've kind of worked out that this won't cost me anything to build, because obviously I'm getting all the sprues for free from you lovely guys. But I reckon I'm going to spend about 50 quid on acetone. Because obviously these panels need a lot of sprue goo. Right, let's get some tweezers. Not tweezers, pliers. Say, don't want to pull these out with my fingers because that water's going to be hot. Right, so need to film this because obviously that's the whole idea of making videos, so you guys get to see this build. But rather than obviously watching all the live streams, which I reckon I'm going to do quite a lot more live streams. Obviously the video is much easier to watch because it's going to be a much shorter video. And yeah, that's not too bad. I think we'll stop it there, and then the next one can start about there. How much sprue glue have I made already? I don't know. I should have maybe have weighed every time I make some. Weigh it. Just while I'm saying that, when this thing's built, I might weigh that, and you'll be able to see just how much there is in sprue. Obviously, it won't be sprue goo, but it'll certainly give an indication of what it weighs. Where's my glue? Right. There we go. I'll hold that for a second because if anything, I've kind of bent this one more than I needed to, so if I let go, it'll like spring round. Let's say the super glue I've got, super cheap, say about £3.20 for this glue for a 50-gram bottle, but it's not very quick drying, as in it takes a good 5 to 15 seconds, it says on the jar. But depending on what you glue in, sometimes it can take a bit longer. But say in the video, I would have well, I'd have cut this bit off already by now. Right. So Big Twix 101, love your channel, really helped me get into the hobby. Awesome, that's good to hear. As I only started the hobby because of lockdown number 2 last year, and I was getting bored out of my head. So yeah, I started making things. It's a fun hobby, and it's full of fun people. So I think that's the one thing I was really surprised. Well, I don't want to say that because it sounds rude. Not surprised at, but when you do obviously a channel and you make videos and all the rest of it, and obviously get comments from you guys, which is lovely. And it's just so nice to know there's so many people that like making things from all sorts, whether it's from scrap, rubbish, kits, or recycling bits of plastic. Yeah, there's just lots of lovely people out there, and everyone's willing to share what they know, what they do, tips and tricks, and all that kind of thing, which I think is awesome, because obviously it then helps new people out straight away, that they can go and watch a reference video on how to do something, make something, which is great. Marty, greetings from a little rock called Jersey. Pat the John Housen, yeah, UK France home. Yeah, hello, buddy. What's your weather like then, Marty? Because obviously you are quite southern. So do you have some blue sky, a bit of sun? Because obviously, I say the weather's still holding off. There's plenty of clouds. They're not that grey, and there's little hints of blue sort of coming through. But yeah, Tony Yahoo, this channel has made me want to get into Warhammer just to get sprues. I say, yeah, I fell into this whole Warhammer thing. I fell into it. I didn't even know about Warhammer prior to this channel. And I say, it was all because I went on Amazon to buy some orcs. Because I wanted some orcs, I love orcs. To buy some orcs to build a diorama with. I've gone on Amazon, typed in orcs with a C, but obviously it's popped up with loads of orcs with a K. And yeah, I saw some of the sets of, I like them. So I bought them. And that's kind of how I've got into the Warhammer sort of thing, because I don't play Warhammer. Yeah, I don't have any like full armies. I have quite a lot of miniatures, but most of them are still on the sprue. Well, no, they are actually, because I took them off the sprue because I wanted the sprues. But yeah, so I kind of fell into the whole Warhammer stuff. Nice and sunny there, is it, Marty? Ah, you lucky thing. Yeah, because it certainly isn't so. Well, I'd say it's not bad. Plus, it's October, so we can't really expect too much in October. Not if you're in the UK, anyway. Right, that's taken ages to dry. Right, let's get this one out and see how well. Right, what do I need? See, I have to admit, the hot water isn't really doing as much as I thought. This still feels still super firm. I really was expecting and hoping the hot water would make this a lot softer and pliable. Tony Yahoo, I'm sure whatever you said was okay. Sometimes Streamlabs. Oh, let's have a quick look. Yeah. Apologies, Streamlabs. Oh, you put. All you did was ha ha ha. Yeah, Streamlabs can sometimes be non-existent and not do anything, and then sometimes it can be a pain in the bum. What initially made me love orcs. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons back in 1983 to 1986, and one of my favourite creatures. Well, I liked hobgoblins. Well, goblins, hobgoblins, and then orcs, because they're almost like a transition. You meet the goblins first when you're lower levels, then you meet the hobgoblins when you're a bit higher up, and then when you're a bit more of a beefier character, or you think you are, then they throw orcs at you that just obliterate you. So yeah, so it's playing Dungeons and Dragons many moons ago that I liked orcs, and yeah, so that's when I got back in this hobby, or not got back into it, got into this hobby. I wanted to make dioramas with orcs, and that's kind of why I looked up. Andre's off. You have a good day, buddy. Catch you later. Probably see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, sort of similar time. Say, I'll probably do 9 till 12 or ish. I don't know. Right. Yeah, this hot water really isn't doing what I was hoping. I may have to get a flame. Yeah, because I really thought this would, say, have these quite soft. Not soft, but certainly more pliable, and open to suggestion of being bent in the way I need them, but it's not. Might have had similar issues with Streamlabs. Yeah, so normally it's set up so it should pop up every 40 chat or so with one of the comments. I think I put 3 comments in there. One of them is the giving the thumbs up. I think one's to do with sharing, and there's another one that says about joining Patreon. But it's not done any of that. Well, I think it did it once, didn't it? But who knows? Yeah, so I don't really want to get the flame out, because say sometimes when you get the flame out, obviously it does burn it sometimes, so you lose obviously the shape it has. Oh, it's snapped. Right, so I'm going to have to just burn these. Yeah, I think I am, because this hot water just isn't doing kind of what I thought or wanted it to do. Yeah, it's not doing anything. TauManta, that's exactly what I use. I use tea candles. I love them. But say sometimes I burn things accidentally. On purpose. So yeah, I think it is tea candles. You might make that. So yeah, say 9 o'clock is, I think it's a nice time for me to start a stream. Because basically I've like got up, got ready, and then I can crack on and build something in the morning. And then say then in the afternoons, I can do some editing with weddings and stuff. Rightio. Tea candle, fire. Let's have a go. Right. Not that the tea candle normally gets hot, but we'll put that underneath, just so it doesn't warp or bend my nice cutting mat. Right, I'm going to have a little scoop of peanut butter just because I'm hungry. Well, this is all I've had to eat so far today. Since I don't normally eat breakfast. Right, as much as that is working, it's still not working as quick as I wanted it to. So the other option that I've kind of got is on some of these curves is just basically cutting these up into real small bits and doing like a little sort of paving stone, pebble stone sort of thing. Because this is going to be covered in sprue goo, so even these outer edges are going to have some goo on them at some stage. I think it's because I thought that I'd be able to bend these nice and easy in the hot water, and as they're not bending like I wanted to, and even using the flame is still not as accurate as I kind of wanted. I think on some of these curves I'm literally going to just cut up bits and do little like pebble stones sort of thing. Just because that'd be easier, neater, and less chance of me setting anything on fire, which is always a good thing. But yeah, because that's kind of work. But say that it's bent and bowed, and yeah, so even though these bits are going to get covered in stuff, I still like things to look neat and tidy. So I am going to literally cut some of these bits up. Because some of these bigger curves, like this big curve at the front, I mean that seemed to work okay just by a bit of manipulation, even without the heating up. So these do sort of bend a little bit. It's just trying to get a sort of tight curve isn't really possible. But that's why I thought heating it with water, I would be able to get a tight curve. But I use acetone to soften the sprues. That is a possibility. My only problem is I don't have any. The only acetone I've got is what's in these. And it's going to be difficult for me to get a sprue in there to sort of get it in, get it out without it obviously melting. But yeah, that is something I had thought about last night. Getting a nice jar, clean jar, acetone, dipping it in, literally like 5-10 seconds, pull it out, and then manipulating it, dipping it in, pulling it out. But I've got no acetone. So as much as that is something I wanted to do, although I have got some acetone turned up later. I'm like, I could have a go just filling all this bit in, and then when the acetone turns up, then do those bits. Don't know. It literally is. It's these circular bits here. The ones that go out and the ones that go in. They're the tricky ones. So that bit obviously worked well. This front's got a nice soft curve, so that'll work well. It's literally doing that curve, in, curve, out. So 4 outs and 2 ins, which I say I could possibly do later on this evening. Let's do the other side. I might actually do that. I might do the other side, start filling it in. And as I say, I'm a bit wary of time as well because I want to go to the shops and I got a photo shoot this afternoon. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, like with a lot of things with this hobby, a lot of it is trial and error. You have plans of what you want to do, but then sometimes you kind of almost have to make bits up as you go along or change things just to sort of like adapt. So it all works really. Fire solves a few problems. It also makes a few problems. Right, so let's put that one there. So yes, I might actually do this and then just have a go at filling in some of this stuff. Because if I don't get the front bit done, as in this little bit, I can wait till later when the acetone has turned up and then have a go at doing what I've said and what the other guy said. I've forgotten who it was. Yeah, I can't remember. TauManta, use a volcano. Sounds good. I don't get many volcanoes. Don't get many volcanoes in the UK though. Surprisingly enough. Right. Yeah, I'm going to leave the front just for the moment, just because I am wary on time. I might try that thing with acetone, and let's just get some bits filled. Again, we'll have that out. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to tie up on my desk again because it's got a little messy. That can go under there. Let's get to my spoon. Obviously, a special spoon doesn't get used for anything else other than this, obviously. Right, let's put those tools back. That can go back. Glue can go back. And we'll get one glove on. Susan, the fun challenges of making something work. It is. And again, it's like, well, this hobby is like a learning curve. As much as obviously you can think of something and then go online and try and see if someone else has done it, sometimes it's fun doing things yourself because that's the best way to learn is by making a mistake, correcting it hopefully, and then doing something different that does work. And yeah, it's a great way of learning and making it easier for the next time. Right, so again we will get a bit of filming going on here. And what I do, if I film it from like that angle, then you can't see that that bit's not finished. So again, sometimes when I'm filming, when I come to edit the whole thing together, some bits are out of place. So because I haven't finished the top bit off, it doesn't matter, I can do this bit now. And then when I come to edit the video, when I do the top bit, I can then slot that in between the bits where it needs to go, basically. And again, this is the other whole reason why I edit the video and then do the voiceover for the whole video at the end, rather than doing voiceover bits for each bit I'm filming. Because if you did that, then you wouldn't be able to rearrange bits, because when you talk, it'll be out of sync, or it'll sound weird. Right. So we can film that. And let's say it is just a case of getting some good old goo. And say this is obviously lovely and runny, this stuff, because this was done last night. Oh, why has it got white bits? I'm not sure what them white bits are. I'm sure it's only grey sprues. So the thing is though, when you first get it out, it is so sticky, it is untrue. So you generally leave it for at least 10-15 seconds if you can. Sometimes I get impatient and I can't. Because even with the gloves, it will stick. Well, it'll stick to your gloves. It'll stick to everything. And then yeah, it's just a case of, say, this is where it is. I haven't left it long enough. Plus, obviously the very top. Say, as soon as this gets in the air, acetone evaporates almost instantly. So that's why the outer layer of it has obviously got a skin on it. So you can now touch it. But when you move it and you expose the underneath bit, that's obviously when it will start sticking to you, because obviously that bit's still fresh and hasn't been exposed to the air yet. And then yeah, it's just a case of pushing the goo all around, filling the whole thing in really. Right, we'll stop the filming because it does get in the way, and I want to move everything right around. It makes it easier to push the stuff out. And yeah, say if you haven't seen how I make my new panels, well, I'm making the old panels still because they're nice and thin. This is how I'm now making my thicker panels, just because obviously this is a much stronger, sturdier thing. Obviously, they're a lot thicker. The normal panels that I sort of roll out are generally only about 1 mil thick, 1 to 2 mil thick. These are more like 4 or 5. Plus, I mean, this piece here, it has a framework built into it, which is obviously makes it strong straight away. And then obviously you put the goo in, and obviously that goes rock hard. Well, it turns back to being plastic basically, obviously. So yeah, it makes it really, really solid. Which is obviously why I'm making a panel this big, this way. Think of food I hate. But then I'll still be thinking of food. Although, yeah, vegetables, I don't eat vegetables. I think the only vegetables I eat, obviously potato, that's a vegetable I think. Peas and sweet corn I eat. Nothing else. Don't eat carrots, broccoli, spinach, any of that kind of stuff. What we'll do, we'll get a few scoops out, because then we can give it time for it to sort of be ready to be pushed about. Oh, come back here. The one that got away, it was huge. So, don't really want too much acetone coming out, because it's not cheap. And like I said in the video, obviously I can smell the acetone now. But as soon as we get the lid back on, then you can't. So generally you can't smell it when it's on in the goo. So I can still smell it a little bit. Yeah. So now the smell's gone. Because people always ask, does the room stink? And it's like, well, no. Again, I have it well ventilated. I've got a window literally just there, one at the front, one behind. Oh, pardon me. But it's only when you open the jar that you smell it, and then say within a minute or so it goes, which is good, obviously. So I have got a mask, and if I could smell it, then I would wear it. I know some people are going to say, oh, maybe you can't smell it, but it might still be there. And it's like, well, maybe. I don't know. just keep pushing it around, manipulating it. What kills faster, the fire or the acetone? Well, I'm kind of thinking the number 73 bus outside that comes along and runs you over. Yeah, so obviously with the goo as well, I cover like the whole thing, so even going over where the sprues of meat, again, just when this then goes back to being plastic, it's like you've got a plastic card, but you've got a nice sort of 5mm or 4mm thick plastic card that's got a framework inside it, which obviously makes it nice and strong. Yeah, so this whole sort of thing will be nice and ready for tomorrow's live stream, where I do quite a bit of assembly. A little bit of acetone just shot out then. Seen that before. Time 1:30. Cool. So yeah, I think 2 o'clock I'm going to be finishing. Just to say, I need to quickly pop to the shops, get a few bits, and then go and do a photo shoot. Hopefully the acetone will turn up later, and then I can obviously make some more sprue goo, or get the sprue goo ready for tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow's video will be me doing a bit of assembly, which will be nice. Then you'll be able to see just the full sort of size of this sort of one bit that I'm making. That sounds like it could be my acetone turned up now. We've got right back, guys. Oh, let's just do that one. I'll leave that one on. Yay, good old Amazon. Let's get the face one back. Yeah, good old Amazon. Here's my little delivery. So I love Amazon. I know people moan about them sometimes, but the old next day delivery is a bit of a bonus. So yeah, one nice big jar of acetone for me to have a go at using later on. So I will have a go at sort of putting the dipping the sprues in and then pulling them out and then seeing if I can, say again, literally put them a few seconds at a time, seeing how well I can manipulate them, and see how that works. So that will be obviously in the video, because then when I try things, if they don't work, I still leave them in the video, just so obviously people can see that it doesn't work or what works easier. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a go at doing that, because that'll be good. Right, what am I doing? I am spreading out the goo. Spread out some more. A bonus unboxing. Like I say, I know I've got a few boxes of sprues on their way to me, which is awesome, because I've got, I think, half a box left. And originally I had like two boxes, and these are like big boxes because the 3D printer came in these boxes that I put the sprues in. And I have used obviously a lot of sprues already, and obviously I'm nowhere near having this thing sort of complete. So yeah, it's going to use up a lot of sprues. Again, I don't know how many, but when this thing's all built, I will weigh it just so you guys can see how heavy it is. Because then that would give an indication of how many sprues are obviously in this. Because it's obviously only made with sprues. Right. First of all, put the right sprue in, pull the wet sponge out or spruge out. Just don't shake it all about. Yeah, no okey cokey. Oh, that was pretty much all gone. Right, we'll have that little bit there. And it will get. So that came out really thin and sort of gooey. This is the jar. So this stuff's been in here, I don't know how long. I would say at least 5 weeks. So yeah, it's definitely thicker. As in, even like just trying to scoop it out, it feels thicker. And yeah, it doesn't obviously run as much. But the good thing is, it's still usable and it will still spread out. So yeah, so if you saw my video recently, when I answered the question, a bit shut out, how long does this stuff last, or do you have to use it straight away? Yeah, I think it kind of lasts indefinitely, because obviously as long as the jar's airtight, the acetone that's in there shouldn't really evaporate. And obviously if it doesn't evaporate, then well, it's good to go. But say this is definitely thicker. I mean, you can just feel it trying to scoop it out. And obviously it's come out and it's not like, I mean, the other stuff would have like just sagged straight away, whereas this is kind of keeping whatever shape it's in a bit longer. But sprue goo is sprue goo. Yeah, maybe I should do that. When I finish it, weigh it, and then everyone can have a little guess. Just for fun, obviously, and see if anyone can get near to what it is. So I'm not sure how much the forge one, whatever it's called, I don't know how much that one weighs, but I kind of think this probably won't be far off. Oh, let's go up high. Or did was I high last time? Let's go low, because I can't remember. Yes, this definitely needs. It's a lot harder to push around because it is so much firmer. Let's get that out of the way, because again, filming sometimes is hard work because it's kind of in the way. So I'm pleased with what I got done this morning, because this is literally all I kind of wanted to get done, because I knew it would take quite a while to get the things printed and measured and obviously drawn out on this. But yeah, I'm pleased with getting this done today. Say just because I can get this bit assembled tomorrow, and it will start to actually be taking shape, because I can then start making the other parts how I normally do, with the smaller sort of framework and then thin panels on. It's mostly hollow and the plastic is filled with air bubbles, so I'll say the way less than most people think. I think this other sprue, this older one, must have had some bits that haven't even. Oh, that's the frame. Must have some bits in it that were green or blue or red, because the colour is obviously the one that's got just grey sprues looks grey. The one that's a bit wishy-washy has definitely had some blue or green or say even red sprues in it, just because the colour does go a bit different. good thing is I've definitely got enough goo to do this, which is cool because I wasn't too sure, I must admit. Yeah, that was a bit of a workout spreading that stuff, so it was so much thicker. But chances are it'll probably dry quicker. Right. Here's one big panel, guys, I must admit. It's huge. Right, is there much left in this one? What was it? No. Right, so the last jar I've got, which I say is going to be enough, which is cool. Right. Although this one feels actually quite thick. Oh, this may have been done a couple of days ago, I'm not sure. Right, you can go up there, let's put a dollop down the bottom and then see if that's going to be enough. So I want to leave that top bit obviously as it is just until I get the other framework going around it. So yeah, what I'm going to smooth these bits out and then we'll probably be done. Oh, miscast has popped in to see if I've gone mad from the sprue frame. No, well, I may well have been a little bit mad prior to all this, I don't know. Certainly mad doing this, but no, I always find, like I keep on saying, the only time I smell the fumes from this is obviously when you take the jar off, scoop it out, and it's there for like say 10 seconds, put the lid back on, smell seems to go pretty quick. Got a pretty good ventilated area. I'm sure your new place is going to have lots of ventilation. But yeah, that's good to quickly see you popping in here, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing your Monster Bash. I don't know if you've seen any of what I've made. But no surprises, I am making the Monster Bash out of sprues. Yeah, so just because I thought whatever else is going to make it out of, well, whatever they make it out of, I can't see many people making it out of sprues. So it's always good to be a bit different. But yeah, but yeah, definitely being mad does help out, I guess. Although, isn't this kind of like crazy time in the morning for you though, isn't it? I mean, what is this, like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning? Or 12:30 in the morning? Obviously good to have you here, but yeah, it must be crazy early. This is obviously that one nice big panel that I'm making to go for the TauManta. I say making it in sections just because it's going to be so big I can't actually get it all on my desk in one hit. And also this is like the front panel to go on the other bit I've already made. And then yeah, making the wings separately later. Yeah, so we'll be live streaming again tomorrow morning at 9, and that's when I'm going to attach this bit to the other bit. And then yeah, it's going to start to make a bit more sort of sense how I'm building it, how it's looking, and just the general size. So this thing is just, yeah, it's really weird to call this a miniature when it literally is so big. It's like a crazy size miniature. Alright, so I'll do this little bit. So I'm not going to do the front because I need to obviously do the other little curved little sprue bits. I'll get this done and then I'll have a quick recap of obviously how it's all going. Alright. Yeah, cool. So yeah, for anyone who has just joined and is looking at this thinking, what am I doing? What am I making? Obviously it is the TauManta, which is this. Say it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. There's only when I saw someone holding one of these that I kind of appreciated that, yeah, that is quite big. But I'd already said I was going to have a go at making it, so I'm having a go at making it. I'm obviously breaking that down into sections. So I'm kind of working on the center sort of console bit. And obviously this panel is obviously this front panel. And that is going to be attached, obviously once it's fully done and dried, to this other bit that I've made. And obviously my biggest concern with making this was to make sure it was going to be strong, solid, and basically not break or fall apart under its own weight, or if you go to pick it up, the whole thing just bends, buckles, and then snaps. So that's why I'm making my panels completely different to how I normally make them. Normally I make them rolled out and they're like wafer thin. And then I make a framework out of the sprues. That's what I've done with all my other builds, including the good old burger. So the burger's got a framework inside that, then sprue panels, and then sprue glue on the outside. So this one's made a whole lot differently, because obviously these are loads of panels, or loads of the sprues as they are. Fill them in with goo sprue, let it dry, and then obviously it goes as hard and as solid as anything. So this I've stood on, so you can stand on this that way and that way, and obviously I'm quite a chunk. So for me to stand on this means that this is built solid. It's not going to warp, it's not going to bend, it's strong. So this panel is going to get glued to this. There's going to be a bit coming up the front, there's the angle bit, and obviously that's going to then go off and overhang. So tomorrow's live stream, I'll be assembling that to this, as well as the angle bits that could go on this. And then yeah, once that's all attached, then I'll make framework to go on top of this in the way I normally make the framework. Fill that with the thin sprue panels, and so this thing's going to be, once it's all made, I'm going to go over the whole thing, fill in any gaps with sprue glue, leave it for like 2-3 days, and I'm going to sand it all down. So the exterior of this is going to look smooth and yeah, silky. It's not going to look like my normal Orc builds. It look like they've seen better days and just been shot up. This is going to look like the original one, or the one that I've seen. It's going to be lovely and smooth and shiny, basically. The Monster Bash is really good. You commented on my other stream. Oh, awesome. Oh, I haven't been notified. I have to go and have a look. Cheers for that, miscast. Yeah, say Trent, I love you, mate. I keep saying in all the videos, you are one of the nicest guys I know. And I just love the fact that you share stuff. You share everything you do. And yeah, I love what you make. It's you're awesome. But never mind, I am mad. Yeah, again, I think it helps. I think, yeah. Plus things, when you're mad, then you try things that are different, and yeah, this is definitely different. So I just can't get over how big this is. And I always think, like, some of the things that I make, and I even questioned, I asked people, said, I'm making stuff, and yet my channel is called Miniature Hobbyist, and I'm making like big bits. And they're like, no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. And then you make something like this, which is just huge. It's like, well, how can I call my channel Miniature Hobbyist when I'm literally making things that won't even fit on my desk? But it's nuts. Caveman, yes, I must admit. So this was my biggest concern with making this so big. I didn't want to make it, and then you just couldn't move it because it would just break. So this has come out better than I thought. I had the idea that this would be solid. I just didn't think it would be this solid. Obviously, there's like another one of these like sections in there, so it's got like lots of braces. And just the fact that obviously sprue glue, you have to remember, it is a plastic. So when it dries, it goes back to being plastic, which is why this is going to be quite a solid sort of thing. So yeah, so I am really pleased that this is how I want it to be, if not better. So this is, yeah, how strong it is. I can stand on it, which is just nuts. So yeah, I'll be able to build this, and you'll be able to pick it up, move it around, and you'll have no worries about it breaking, basically. So, right, well, I'm going to finish off there, guys, because this is kind of as much as I really wanted to do, just because I need to go to the shops, because I need some food. I've got no food in the house. I've got a bit of peanut butter inside me, and that's it. So I need to go to the shops, and so I've got a photo shoot this afternoon. So, cheers everyone for being here, and yeah, Miscast, you've made my day by turning up and commenting, because obviously you say, I think you're a lovely guy. And obviously, I love everyone else as well. You're all good guys, because obviously you're watching me, so thanks for that. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I've certainly enjoyed having your company, because it is nice and fun to build something with people there, and obviously making comments and all the rest. Yeah, I do. I love live streaming now. I say I've kind of set up so live streaming is a lot easier. I can just push a few buttons and I'm good to go. Obviously, can't even talk. We'll be replacing this camera very soon with another one, because I know this one does have a few issues of light going dark and light. I don't know why it does that, because I've got everything set to manual, so it shouldn't have any options. It should be thinking about what to do, but hey ho, it does. Yeah, live stream tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock UK time. I'll be here assembling some bits, which is good. So have a great Sunday, guys, or Monday morning if you like miscast, because I'm sure it must be Monday morning. Yeah, have a great day, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.